What the f? Get the f, you piece of f.
Ready to go. Ready to go. You're weird in tears, too near and too far away. He said, so red, went home, stayed in bed all day. T-shirt, dished up, always love the one you heard. It's a crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting out, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shouting out, it's a crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting it, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out, shout it out. You sleep too deep. 1 week is another word. Big mouth, drop out. You get what you deserve. You're strange, insane. One thing you can never change. It's a crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting out, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out. It's a crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting it, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out. Shout it out.
Yay! Knock knock.
Ready to go. Abused, confused. Always love the one that hurt you, hurt you, hurt you, hurt you. It's a crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting out, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out. It's a crack, I'm back, yeah, I'm standing on the rooftop shouting it, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm back and ready to go. From the rooftop shout it out. It's a crack. Baby, I'm ready to go.
We need some Marisols tonight, I think.
Baby, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. You are listening to the Bleacher Brothers Show on 102.9 The Game, on the Riptide Media Network, on the Bleacher Brothers Sports Network. You're watching us on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook, websites, everywhere, all across the world. We're everywhere, and we're coming at you, and we're back tonight, and we're hot. We're shot out of a cannon tonight. I don't know how those feeds got crossed at the very beginning of the show. Thank goodness we were paying attention and we caught that. I mean, some people just don't want to admit it, but...
You don't want to believe it, but maybe the show is over.
Yeah, for some people, the show is over. But for other people, we're just getting started. Man, we had a... So last night, I got to get right into this quickly. Coming soon to Pornhub. Yes, absolutely, positively. Joe, if you would pay the subscription fee, you would know that we're already there, buddy. You cheap bastard with the free version, Joe. Anyway, what did we do last night? Oh, last night, I gave you two. We put out some fun stuff on IG yesterday. These, you know, got to get struck by lightning to hit these types of parlays. Those were for fun. And we put that right up there. We said, not everything is going to break the bank, hit the lotto, but here's a little something, something. But I gave you last night two Stone Cold locks. I gave you the Indiana Pacers to win the game outright, money line. They won the game outright, okay? And yes, I'm having, we're having requests from, oh my God, I see the Marisols popping up. And we're getting requests for Marisols right now, buddy. So Indiana, gave you Indiana cold. And then because something went side, the first game, something with the first game. I don't remember what the hell it was, but I got the scores right here. Oh, the Suns. I gave you a parlay that I thought would hit with the Suns and the Pacers, and then with Minnesota, with Dallas, and Dallas hit. The Pacers hit. They were the lock, but the Suns screwed us up. So I came at you at the very end of the show last night, and I said, move quickly and go drop some money on the over in the, what game was that, Steven? It was Winnipeg. Who was Winnipeg playing? I can pull this all up right here myself on BleacherBrothers.com last night. But I said, bet the over in this game. And it was Colorado. Yes. And boy, they took it right down to the wire. It was an empty net goal with about a minute left in the game, which got them over. But it did go over. And that was two locks that we gave you last night. And I got locks for you tonight. So I'm telling you, lock it in. And, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your degenerate gambling people that you go out drinking with and hanging out with that we got them here and we're giving them away for free for now. Okay? I spent hours today on the phone with guys like Ted Brooks. I don't want to name names of these big companies, but hours on the names with lots of these hide your kids and hide your wives. Well, that's just a given, Joe, no matter what. Oh, Steven, you're faster than me. You put it up and I took it down because I was trying to put it up. I'm not used to that. Sometimes I'll go to add something to a scene and I'm like, wait a minute, am I losing my mind? How did I already do this? But Steven is the producer extra. Angel Martinez is the executive producer of Riptide. But Steven, if there was a position... You are like the producer of the Galaxy. I don't even know what the hell it is, but we're going to have to get you. Maybe we'll get you an autographed picture of Marisol. Maybe we'll get Marisol to swing by your house and do a show. I don't know what it'll be, but you deserve a lot. So anyway, let's get right into these picks tonight. And we need some. Here, let's go like this. I need some. BleacherBET needs its own song here. So what do we got? Nah, I don't like that one.
Move over, cause
here we go.
Come. We got a party that's kicking like all night long. We got 10 drinks like extra strong, and nobody be leaving till we see in the sun. Move over, cause here we come. We got a party that's kicking like all night.
We do. We bring it because we are all that. And I got some locks for you tonight. And I'm going to tell you who I'm going to start charging first for these picks is Defo. Because Defo hit me last night and he said, I forget this is what I heard. Because, people with gambling problems. I'm not saying Jeff has a gambler or Defoe has a gambling problem, but he says, I need some winners. So I heard, hey, you know what? I'm going to have to go out and sell myself down on Federal Highway unless you give me some winners real quick. So I said, yeah, Indy and over. And I texted him today. I said, I'm going to start charging you, buddy. But I'll give him to him for free. I like him. He's a good dude. So here's what I got. You ready, Steven? Are you taking any of these prop bets on your app that you have there, Steven? What the hell is that better, right? Well, we put out player props constantly every day. I didn't release it, but I did a big one because we're not going to give them away for free. There's a price. The price is tune into the show, and you're going to get the locks from now on. And when you miss the show, I'm going to stick it in your face at 1 o'clock in the morning because you're going to go to our IG and go to our Facebook and go to our YouTube, and you're going to see winner, chicken dinner. All right. Tonight in the NBA, the NBA is happening tonight. NBA playoffs tonight. You got the Boston Celtics. Game 2, I don't understand why there was like 30 games or 30 days between Game 1 and Game 2 of this series, but the NBA makes no sense most of the time. Exactly. Let's get us in the mood here. All right, so anybody who remembers back about 3 weeks ago when Game 1 was played, the Celtics made real easy work of the Miami Heat, and they put them away by 20 points, 114 to 94. And the spread in that game was 14.5. So Boston obviously covered the spread. Tonight, the spread is 14. It went down a half a point. What does Bet MGM or what does Bet 365 or what does Caesars know that we don't know? Well, I know it. Here's your first lock tonight. Take the Miami Heat. Money line. No, just kidding. Don't take the money line. That's a sure loser. Miami Heat are not going to win this game, but it's going to be closer than 14 points. Okay, might be 7, might be 10, might be 12, might be 13. But I like the Miami Heat plus 14 tonight. I like it to be a little bit closer of a game tonight. And here's what I really, really, really like in this game. The total over 205. All right, that total just seems low. Now, the Celtics, I'm looking at this right now on my TV. ESPN analytics say the Celtics have an 82% chance to win. Yeah, I think they probably have about a 102% chance to win tonight. But the game's going to be much closer. Heat plus 14 over 205. I really like the Heat plus 14. I love lock in over 205. Okay, if you can still get that number. Maybe you can get a little bit less. Let me see what it is real fast here. If I can see it on BetMGM right now, because we got BetMGM already hooked up to the site. And the other Caesars is coming. Let's see. BetMGM. No, it's a Bet365. No, that's not there. I don't know what happened to BetMGM. Now FanDuel's showing up here. But they got the total of 205.5. So anyway, I like that total. The other game that I like tonight in the NBA, I like them both. Both games tonight. I like OKC to win easily tonight. The first game of this series was a 2-point game. It was much closer than anyone thought it was going to be. I like OKC to cover the 7 points tonight. So I parlayed the Heat and OKC. Then I went with another parlay, Heat, OKC, and the over. I like all of that tonight. So lock it in, write it down, tattoo it. I see everybody writing. I see Thom writing. I see Steven writing. Joe Q, I don't see you writing. See, we have this awesome streaming service where you think you can just see us, but we can see you too. It's kind of creepy, I know. But Chef Thom came up with the whole thing. It was really cool, and it was really sad that somehow Chef Thom coming in with where we can see you, and we saw that old dude just sitting there waiting for a show to begin that is over permanently. The other thing I like tonight is in the NHL, because I feel like now I got to start giving out NHL stuff. I mean, you know, Jeff around doing this. Looch couldn't pick. All Looch is really good at picking is he's good at picking out his sweatshirt every day because it's between a blue Ranger shirt or a white Ranger shirt or a red Ranger shirt or a red, white, and blue Ranger shirt. But Looch is really good at coordinating his hat and his shirt when it comes to the Ranger stuff. The Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers tonight. It's a late game, right? How late is this game? Let me see. Let me pull this up, Stephen. All right. I feel like we're getting it together here a little bit, Stephen, but I still feel like we're off. I feel like we need two of you, and one of them needs to be here with me. Yes, it's a 10 p.m. game, so you got a little bit of time on this. The over-under in this game is 6.5 goals. Now, that's a little high because usually these playoff games in the NHL, I think it's just standard to bring them in at 5.5. But let me kind of go through this with you here and why I really like this, because I was looking for something that really jumped out at me in the NHL, because I don't claim to be an NHL handicapping expert in any way, shape, or form, but I'm hooked now because I've hit a bunch of NHL stuff this week. So first game of the series, they scored 11 goals. All right, and now I'm looking at LA's last 10. Game before that, LA had 9 goals in the game. Game before that, only 4. Game before that, 4. Then 5. Then 4. Then 9, 3, 7, and 7. So they've gone over 60% of the time. Now let's go over to Edmonton and see what they've done in their last 10. Well, we already know they got 11 goals the last game. Game before that, 6 goals. Game before that, 7 goals. Game before that, 11 goals. There was a 3-goal game, a 5-goal game, then back to 6, 8, and then a 5. So I like the over in this game tonight. So those are your BleacherBET locks of the night, and I had this really cool screen set up, and we didn't get to this to really feature. We're bringing out, because we're not going to be here. I'm not going to be here tomorrow night, and I'll let you know what's going on tomorrow night because there is a show going on. But I brought out this retro for Throwback Thursday here with the neon. Our sports betting locks, I just gave them out, but our sports book of the night is Bet365, and Bet365 is the only book right now currently where BleacherBET can give you your choice of promos. You can either get $1,000 back on your first bet, $1,000 safety net on your first bet. So you can come in with that very first bet up to $1,000. If by some chance you lose, they'll give you the money back in bonus bets. Or say, AJ ain't got that kind of money, and there's nothing that I want to load up on tonight. I disagree with you. Bad move, most likely, but it's okay. We all have our own opinions. You just want to commit $5, bet $5, and they'll just give you $150 in bonus bets immediately, absolutely free. Okay, so Bet365 is our book of the night. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, down in the description, it's there. To get our special promo, you have to use our link. If you are listening to this or watching it on X or Twitch or listening to it on the radio and you say, hey, how do I get the link? Just go to BleacherBrothers.com. It's right on the homepage. You want to scroll down to, let's say it is right in it's in the NBA playoff section. All right, right below the top story. Choose your offer, $1,000 safety net, or bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. You literally cannot lose, because my bets just about always win when I tell you this is a lock, not when I'm giving you a 9-player prop that Juan Soto is going to throw the ball into the upper deck, signing autographs while who are they playing tonight? Oakland. Well, the Oakland hitters are in the box, and that stuff's ridiculous. That we're just having fun with that, and when you do that, I found anyway for me, is once in a while they hit, and when they hit, it's really cool because if you just pick the most crazy, asinine, like this will never happen, every once in a while it happens, and even if you're betting $5 or $10, you're picking up $2, $3, $4 grand. It's kind of cool. So we got something else too here, right? There's some golf coming up this weekend in Germany, I believe. The Zurich is Zurich in Germany? No, that's not even in Germany, is it? Zurich. Where is Zurich? Switzerland. Huh?
They're playing it in New Orleans. The tournament is in New Orleans.
So why is it called the Zurich then? What's going on?
I think that is the sponsor connection.
The sponsor connection.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now, is this one of these boring PGA where they're all stuffy and they get
No, no, no,
the
no,
or is
no.
this
This
one of
is
them live
actually
ones like we saw the other day with like Happy Gilmore?
no. This is actually a pretty cool tournament because what they do is it's 2-player teams. Okay, and the first day is a 4-ball, which means each player plays their ball. And let's say you and I are on the same team, and you get a double bogey and I get a birdie. Well, we score the birdie. And on the next hole, if we get you get a triple bogey and I get a par, we get the par. So it's the best score per hole per player per team. So if me and you were a team, okay, it's whoever has the best score between the two of us per hole is the score that we use on the card.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm not teaming up with you. Let me go on record. The last time I played golf with you, I left in an ambulance. So
yeah, I
I'm not gonna
remember
do
that. You wouldn't let me
Uh-huh.
drive the Mercedes home either.
No, I would not let you drive my Mercedes. I still won't let you
Now,
drive my Mercedes.
now on day 2 and 4, then it's best ball, which is so. Let's say you blast a drive, and I kind of,
Ethan, are you keeping up with this? I'm confused already. Best ball, best hole, best
okay.
score.
So they have 2 players per team.
You want me to
Okay,
bet on this? All right, good.
yeah, it's a little tricky to bet on this, but this is the type of tournament where a long shot can come in because with the team play, it's pretty easy for guys to crap the bed when they're playing together, especially if they have egos.
All
So
right, so
anyway,
I got to stop you for 1 second. All right, so a little on the job training. You're here and you're going to give out prop picks in a few minutes.
yes,
You
sir.
can't say how tricky this is because you're kind of setting yourself up to make excuses when you lose. And when you lose, from now on, this slap contest. You lose a bet, boom, slap contest, and no going. You and Nick always in the friggin' dentist, the two of you. So you guys are always numbed up. But slap contests. Hey, coming up tonight too. We'll come right back to this golf.
Yeah.
Our NFL draft week rolls on. We've got Jarron Morris, defensive back previously for FAU this past season, he's part of the NFL draft. So, and we did reach out to, gosh, I got the white stuff on my brain here, man. What is going on? We had we had a commitment. It was really cool from Mel Owens. I mean, Mel Owens, first round draft pick in the NFL draft. Mel Owens, years in the NFL, all pro. I reached out to him late. I probably should have got to him days ago and asked him. But I did it last night, and he said, look, man, I'll do it. I'm traveling. I'm flying to Detroit to go to the draft, but somehow we'll get it in. And just knowing how technically things have been here lately, I just figured, you know what, that would be way more of a pain in the ass for Mel than it would. So we love him and we appreciate him. And he's definitely a friend of the show, and we'll have him back on at some point. But that's the reason Mel is not coming on tonight. He's traveling. Still said he would do it, but I figured we're probably better off. So we got Jarron Morris. Then we got Bill from Top Fan Rivalry tonight, and we got Looch on ice. So it's a jam-packed. It's been a jam-packed week. But anyway, you may proceed.
Okay, so it's a pretty simple format, especially if you understand golf.
Man, you just said it was very difficult.
Say again?
You just said it was very difficult to understand.
No. That's the betting part of it, because you got so many players in the field. You
Okay.
know, it's not like every golf tournament is different. It's not like baseball where you got the diamond, you got 9 players, you have 2 teams. When you're playing golf, you got not 150 teams out there that you got to pick, not just one, not just 2.
Okay.
There's a lot of players in the field.
And
So anyway,
you sit there and watch all of this on TV?
sometimes I do, but what I do is I DVR it, and I'll go in if the tournament, the televised part starts at 3, I'll go in at like 4:30, and I just DVR through all the commercials, all the boring, and I can get a 4-hour round in under 2 hours.
Okay.
Highlights. So, but it's a pretty simple format. 2-player teams. First day they both hit. Lowest score for each team gets posted on the card. The next day, the even days, which is the second and the fourth day, the last day of the tournament, they do it by best ball. And that's kind of like the tournament that we were in, where everybody hits and you play the best ball all the way in. But oh no, I'm sorry. No, they're doing an alternate. That's what they're doing in this tournament. So I hit, you hit, I hit, you hit on the
Okay.
second and the third day. And that gets challenging for the players.
All right.
But so my picks, but
I'm trying to find some golf music here to put on in the background. This is more live tour golf music than PGA, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Is it called live or is it called LIV?
LIV.
So is it called live though, or is it called
Well,
LIV?
they call it the Live Tour or the LIV Tour.
Because I was calling nil forever. Nobody corrected me.
I remember that. So, hey, before speaking of the Live Tour, before we get into that, the PGA is just handing out what they call loyalty bonuses.
Yeah, this is like their NIL right here. I saw that.
Yeah.
Whoa, what's up with the balloons, bro?
Because I went like this.
Oh, that brings balloons.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, all right. Cool.
But it's considered a loyalty bonus. The owner of the Mets kicked in.
The Mets.
Yeah,
Steve Cohen.
Steve Cohen. He
Cohen,
kicked in like in the beginning of the year, $1.5 million or $1 billion he infused into the PGA because PGA's been struggling. PGA's been struggling, especially since a lot of their top players have jumped to the Live Tour. But not struggling. It's not like they're losing a ton of money. They're not. They're still making money. So anyway, so they came out with this loyalty bonus, which personally, the way they set it out, I think is a bunch of BS. But so the tour players are receiving these loyalty bonuses for not going to the Live Tour and accepting these big bonuses. So anyway, going back to the bonuses, Tiger Woods is the top handout that they're giving $100 million.
Yeah, Tiger Woods needs $100 million.
I was just going to say that, and that's and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Now he only played 15 tournaments in the last 5 years. All right. Now this is a bone of contention to me because there's a lot of players out there that these guys grind every week. They make the cut. They make a few $100,000, and they've got a lot of expenses. They're played. Their agents and all that, and their mistresses and everything. And but the thing is there's a lot of players out there. I think they should have based it on amount of play and your ranking, not just give it to the 4 top guys. Tiger Woods, number one golfer in the world, used to be, but he's the most popular. So they gave him $100 million. Then they gave Rory McIlroy, who hasn't been playing great lately, doesn't play in a ton of events.
That was the guy from Tin Cup, right?
No.
No, that was Roy something.
That was Royce. I can't remember. It's been a while. Tin Cup. That was a great movie.
That was a good movie.
It was a very good movie. But Rory McIlroy, Rory McIlroy 50, Jordan Spieth, and Justin Thomas each 30 million. Now, all 3 of those players, Rory, Justin, and JT, they pick and choose. They cherry pick their tournaments. They're not out there like a whole bunch of these other guys that are grinding it every week. And I think the big money should have went to the heaviest grinder. The biggest grinder out there. So I think
that's how strip clubs work.
Yeah, right. But and I think there's going to be a lot of blowback on Twitter and Facebook about that. But let's get to my picks. So anyway, for the picks that I have now, they have there's no parlays obviously, but there's a lot of prop bets. So what I did was I got for the winner of the tournament, and they're not favored, but I still like Colin Morikawa, and I like Kitayama, the 2 Japanese dudes. And,
why?
They're solid. They're solid players. They're long ball hitters. They're great putters, and especially Morikawa. And this guy is deadly with his short irons. So I picked them. They're at plus 100 or plus 1100 right now. to win. Now Xander Schauffele.
Hey, Tom, we're having a technical thing here for a minute, so I'm going to try to do so. I'm going to mute you for 1 second, and
Yeah,
then
go
you're
for
going to unmute yourself. But so I got to. So we're doing a little technical test right here, and if the executive producer, it stopped, right? Let me know. Shoot me a text if you would, Angel. Okay, go ahead, Tom. Unmute yourself.
Okay, so the favorites right now are Cantley and Xander Schauffele. They're at plus 400. Two solid players. But I just don't like Cantley the way he putts. The guy just doesn't settle in. Like his feet are constantly moving when he goes to putt, and he's been struggling with his putting. Now Xander Schauffele, on the other hand, pretty solid. The number 2 favorite at plus 750 right now, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry. Okay,
That's the dude from the other movie, The Bad Boys. Lowry,
yes.
right?
Yeah, Shane
That was
Shane
Mike Lowry.
right?
All right, Mike
Uh,
Lowry.
I saw Bad Boys. Is that the one with what's his
Yeah, with
name?
Martin. And how do you not know? They've been filming
Sean
that
Penn?
thing down here. Bad Boys 27 or whatever it is. Martin Lawrence is all fat and everything now. I
Oh,
mean, if Martin Lawrence looks like this in Bad Boys 3 or 4, what the hell are Riggs and Murtaugh gonna look like?
Oh
Because
my
they're
God.
filming Lethal Weapon 6 now.
Yeah, I can't wait till that movie
And
comes
neither
out.
can I, man.
Yeah, I hope they make it.
absolutely love Mel
I
Gibson.
really hope they make it. So you know the 5 top groupings are, you know, if you put some money down on, you can make some big money, especially with Hadwin and Taylor. They're at plus 25 or plus 2250. So you put $10 down, you win $222. It's, you know,
All right,
it's not a bad.
So here's what I need to do. I'm not cutting you short.
Uh-huh.
But there's a popping going on, and it's coming from you because we tested.
Okay.
Give us a couple of props. I'm gonna flip over to Steve, and we're gonna get
No
updated.
worries.
And we're gonna go to a break, and then if we can work out the popping of it, you know, it's surprises the hell out of all of us that any sound issues are coming from your end. But you know, but anyway, go. Okay, give us a couple.
Well, here's
props, and then
my
we'll come
pick.
back. We'll come back to it again. This will
Okay.
be a segment throughout. All right.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
Cool.
So give us a prop. Not
Okay,
a pop.
so
You're
I
already
got,
giving us pops. At least give us a prop.
Yeah, I
These are
got
Tom's pop bets.
top 10.
Top 10. All right.
Top 10. Kuchar and Stricker. They're high odds, plus 800. They're 2 old guys, but they're 2 solid, very solid players. And these guys are very methodical with their play. I wouldn't pick them to win, but I would definitely put them in the top 10. Charlie Hoffman, Nick Watney. I believe they're both California. Charlie Hoffman,
So you
met
can
him a
win
couple
money betting on somebody just coming in the top 10 in golf?
Yeah, you can. You
Oh,
can go
Joe,
up to
they need this in horse racing,
oh,
Joe.
dude, you can go up to top 20, but you got to do it before the tournament starts. So after the tournament starts, prop bets go away.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm gonna get these prop bets from you, and I'm gonna put. I'm not going crazy. Don't anybody jump on anything that Tom's saying as far as golf at this point. We let him establish that he knows what the hell he's talking about. But you take $5 or $10 and you throw it on there, and then now all of a sudden you're watching golf this weekend.
That's right.
Like that's what I'll be probably not doing, but I'll watch my app every once in a while and see where we're at. So go ahead. Keep going.
I have Charlie Hoffman and Nick Watney in 2 bets. I got them for top 5 because they're plus 4,000, but they're, like I said, they're grinders.
Mm-hmm.
So they could do well. They could poop the bed. Who knows? But picking them top 10, I'm not going to say it's a lock, but it's a good bet. At plus 1,500, you put $10 down, you make 160. You know, again, top 5, Morikawa and Kitayama. And then Straka's been on fire. Garnett, but first round leader is a good prop bet too. First round leader, it's usually some guys from the outside in tournaments like this. Not like, you know, with Scotty Scheffler and all that. He's not even playing in this, but usually if, you know, it's like when Tiger was playing, you know, they were in first place all 3 days or all 4 days. But Straka and Garnett, safe bet at plus 4,000. bet $10, that's a $410 payday. So it's a safe bet, and I also have Morikawa and Kadeyama as first day leaders at $10 bet can bring 210. I put in $75 into this.
Now, here's something that's really cool, and we're going to cut your segment now, but we'll come back to this during the show.
Cool.
Hopefully, we work this out. But I made a new friend for us today, which is similar to Better, and it is in Florida.
Oh, cool.
So don't anybody go looking and trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about and jump on it yet, because we haven't crossed the T's and dot the I's on this yet. But our list of friends has basically doubled in the last couple of days. We haven't had time to announce it because everything's been so jam packed, and we'll probably get to it next week and make some official announcements. But sorry, good stuff. We're going to come back to you, okay, on this.
Yes, sir.
And we got to go, boy. If I say that, that's not what I wanted to do. You see, this is why Steven is the best. All right. we may have to do a producer of the year, Angel against Steven, and to give a prize away, because all I have to do is think something or mention something that, hey, you know what? We need a Marisol tonight. And well,
All righty. Coming up in the NBA, we got the Miami. Private stuff. Coming up in the NBA, we have the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics tipping off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have the Miami Heat in that game as our locked. And it's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Pelicans will play the Oklahoma City Thunder. We like this one's a close one because the two teams were close last game, so I feel like we had the Pelicans as our favorite. No, the Thunder as favorites. Yep. We have couple finals in MLB today. 2 day game action. The answer backs lose to the St. Louis Cardinals 5-1. The New York Mets beat the San Francisco Giants 8-2. Yep, the Mets. They were having a no-hitter yesterday against the Giants, but that got broken up with Severino. Yeah. The Orioles are up right now against the Angels 6-4 in the top of the 9th inning. The Boston Red Sox are up 2-0 against the Cleveland Guardians. Not the Boston Celtics, folks. Wrong Boston team. The Milwaukee. Yeah, that is crazy. The Milwaukee Brewers and Pittsburgh Pirates are tied 0 apiece. That game just started, and it's at the top of the first inning. The Phillies and Reds are just starting, and that's in the top of the first inning. It's a 0-0 game. Coming up in MLB, 6:45 Eastern Time, the Dodgers and the Washington Nationals. 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time is the Detroit Tigers and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Oakland A's and New York Yankees will take off at 7:05 Eastern Time. At 7:20, the Miami Marlins will face the Atlanta Braves. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals will take off at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as the Twins and White Sox. As well as the Houston Astros and the Chicago Cubs will be at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time. At 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers. And the nightcap baseball game is the Padres and Rockies at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's in Colorado. Okay. Coming up in the NHL at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the Boston Bruins will face the Toronto Maple Leafs. At 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Vegas Golden Knights will play the Dallas Stars. The night game at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, the Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. We said take the Oilers because they've been on a roll with scoring. And on this day in history, we are going to tell you in 2011, the Boston Celtics defeated the New York Knicks 101-89 for a 4-0 series win in the Eastern Conference first round. This was a sweep. And that is your sports update. Uh-oh.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
To some people,
pop song's over. They want to hang out after the show. Pop singer, a pop song. They want to have a picture taken. Now who want to look into his eyes? Just want to make a real good, bad, or indifferent. That's the way that I live and the way that I die. Pop singer, pop song, pop singer, a pop song. Pop singer, didn't want to be no pop singer, didn't want to write no a pop song, didn't want to have a manager over for dinner, didn't want to hang out after the show. A pop singer, a pop song, a pop singer, pop song. They want to be no pop singer, pop song, pop singer. They want to write no pop song.
One of the best concerts I ever saw, John Cougar Mellencamp at Jones Beach. Gosh, we're going back like early 90s. Great, great, great. I don't know about him now, and I don't know that I dig his music as much anymore, but back in the day, John Cougar Mellencamp was the guy, and there's only one concert left on my bucket list, Steven. You know what that is, right? So yeah, so part of radio is they can't see you shake your head or me shake my head, or even part of streaming when, and we need to go back and dissect. The reason I had to cut one song into the other is because one of the boards was not feeding to the radio, but then when I cut back to the other board, it did go out to the radio. So we're working through it. We realize, guys, look, new home. We're finally getting a groove in on the totally broken sports network that we used to be on. And now everything's really, really good here. Just some of our pieces have to, we're putting square pieces in square holes, and we're used to having to put round pieces in round holes. So, anyway, Stephen, what we're going to need tonight also, after we speak to Jarron here shortly, we need to get the esports report from you that we were going to get last night, but we ran out of time with John Arbesnek, with, gosh, who the hell else did we have on last night, Stephen? Because it seemed so jam-packed last night, and I know that John was phenomenal. Nick the Flick. I got to forget Nick the Flick. Yeah, and I got a lot of feedback after it. Some people, like, that's why I appreciate guys like Joe Q. Appreciate guys like PAZ. Even Play Action lately has been in the chat the last few days when Looch is, they chatted up during the show. Other people, they like to text me after the show and say, hey, I was listening, or hey, I was watching, and, that piece that you did was good, and this guest was great, and so on and so forth. But people, don't be shy. And if you got a comment, you got a question, even if you have a complaint, the number's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You don't like us? Call us up and blast us. You love us? Send flowers. Which reminds me, one of our sponsors, 1-800-Flowers, is one of our sponsors. And you know why this is a really big deal right now? You know what holiday's coming up here shortly? Anybody? What's that? It is Mother's Day. When the hell is Mother's Day? We got to take a look real quick. Let me turn the holidays on here on my calendar. It's in May, right? Yeah, Mother's Day is on the 12th, so it's right after. It's the Sunday after Cinco de Mayo. Okay, so Mother's Day. Get your mom. Go take care of mom. Take care of your wife. Take care of the mothers that are in your life, even if they're not your biological mother. If you've had a mother figure who's been there for you throughout the course of your days, it's the day to take care of her. So anyway, I wasn't even prepared to. We were going to start doing the commercials for 1-800-Flowers next week, and they sent me all sorts of stuff to plug. But there's all kinds of Bleacher Brother discounts if you order your Mother's Day flowers through 1-800-Flowers. So keep in mind, and there will be more links, but there's a couple of 1-800-Flower links on our website right now where you can go. Every sponsor and every advertiser and every partner and every friend that we're bringing it on for us, not just so that this show can get money or the network can get money. We're bringing it on to make sure that the viewers, the listeners, the fans, the people that support the show also have a vested interest in supporting the sponsors. Makes sense, right? Everybody's shaking their head. Well, we'll do that, right? If we can replay, we need the technology here soon to be able to replay something that just happened a few minutes ago, where I said no one can see you shaking your head on the radio. So before we talk to Quattro Show, there was something that I saw earlier today, and this made me laugh. Oh, it was in the prep. So let me pull it up here. And Total Sports Prep provides all of this day in history, birthdays. They give a really great breakdown. And this is one of the good things that actually worked over there, the Totally Broken Sports Network that we used to be on. And Pete made a great connection with these guys, and now they're sending the info to us. But so Tyreek Hill, let me find, here it is right here. So Tyreek Hill came out. Now remember Tyreek Hill. Let's refresh everybody's memory on Tyreek Hill here for a minute. Tyreek Hill ran. This may not be 100% accurate, so don't hold me to all of this, but he ran some sort of football camp in his backyard. Isn't that kind of what we read, Stephen? Okay. And there were women playing in this football camp. And one of the women, she was big. She was a big girl. She was a lineman, and she flattened Tyreek Hill. Am I correct right now? In one of the drills, she laid him out. And Tyreek did not like that. So Tyreek ended up manhandling her, and then she was going to file a suit, wasn't she? Is that what we read? She was very upset. Did she break her leg or sprain something, or probably nothing? She probably got a little grass stain on her. But, a big girl like that, how are you going to tell if it was a grass stain or a ketchup stain or a mustard stain or whatever? But anyway, so that Tyreek Hill, same guy. Same guy whose kids were playing with matches and set his house on fire there. Tyreek Hill came out and said that he would torch a prime Deion Sanders. So a primetime Deion Sanders, early 90s, Tyreek says that he would be no match, okay? I put up 175 yards and 2 touchdowns against him. That was the quote that Tyreek Hill put out there. Deion, of course, being Deion, his humble self, said, I wish I could do it in a Deion sort of voice, but he said that, and Deion Sanders' response to Tyreek Hill's comments were, we're comparing a monument to a moment in time, meaning Tyreek Hill is just a momentary thing. And, Deion is Deion. He's on the, according to Deion, he is on the Mount Rushmore of football. And there's 4 heads on Mount Rushmore, if I'm correct. Am I correct here, guys? Help me out. Okay. So when Deion put out his Mount Rushmore football heads, you know what head was on it? There was Deion's, and then there was Prime Time's, and then there was Neon Dion's, and then there were Coach Dion's. So those were the four heads on Dion's Mount Rushmore of football. Was Coach Prime Time, Neon Dion, and Deion Sanders himself. So, and Deion was fun to watch, but Tyreek Hill, he's I don't know what's did they drug test the Miami Dolphins? I don't know. I don't know if they do or don't. Joe, feel free to converse with me through the chat, or Penguin, or anyone else in the chat, since my guys here fell asleep on the other side of the glass here. So, coming up momentarily, we've got Jarron Morris, our friend, Quattro Show, J-Mo. He's just spent a few minutes with us tonight, but we want to find out. Same thing we found out from John Arbesnek. Same thing we found out from Gerald White and everyone else that we spoke to this week about football. From the moment that the pads were put on for the very first time, all the way up to draft day, the day you got drafted, the day you didn't get drafted, but then the next day, Gerald had a great story, he signed with the Cowboys the very next day, what it was like. And we're not going to put J-Mo through the ringer with his whole football career like that, but we just want to find out what this week has been like. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a quick commercial here. When we come back, we've got and now I got to load another commercial up. Come on, Steven. Minus 35 points for Steven. I gave him all this credit tonight for being the producer of all producers, and now I gotta load my own commercials in again, buddy. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this break, and when we come back, Jarron Morris on the eve of the NFL draft. Everybody stay tuned. You listen to the Bleacher Brothers Show on 102.9 The Game and streaming across the world on all of our platforms. So we'll be right back.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Don't ever let me be. I only wanna be by your side. Please don't ever let me be. I only wanna be by your side.
All right, you watching the Bleacher Brothers show? Listen to the Bleacher Brothers show on 102.9 The Game. And our next guest is an old friend of the show. He's been on and on and on again because we love him. And he's one of our favorites. And he's the first guy we ever spoke to put on an FAU uniform. And now look at baseball, football, basketball coaches, you name it. But who gives a shit about any of that right now? Because we got J-Mo with us. How are you, man? Oh, you got to turn you are muted. So turn your mic on or unmute yourself on your end, please. I can request to unmute you, and then you just have to accept.
You can hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm doing good.
Good. So I'm going to get right to it because I know that this is probably a busy, hectic sort of week for you, I'm guessing. And how you feeling? What has this week been like for you? Because we've been talking to people all week long who've been through this experience. And some they all ended good. Every single one ended good. But what's it like right now for you?
Nah, it ain't too much being stressful for me, and then I'm just really been waiting on a call and everything. I've been talking to my agent a lot, so he been keeping me in the loop on what teams that he been talking to and stuff. So I have a good chance of getting up in there.
Nice. Now, is your agent? I got to ask, and you don't have to name him. I don't know what the rules are, but just tell us: is it that guy from Tommy Cutlets? Steven, give me a picture of that guy. All right. The guy who he's the agent for the New York Giants quarterback.
I know you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Is it him? Is that your agent?
Nah, no, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. This guy right here. Let me pull him up first, just so everybody can see. This guy is who we're talking about here. He looks. that's not the greatest, but we met him at the Super Bowl. He was a really, really, really nice guy, but he looks like the Lucky Charms do when he puts that green coat on and the hat. So
yeah, I like that suit he had on though. He looked real fly.
He was a really good guy, and he looked sharp at the game also, or at the Super Bowl when we met with him. So is that what happened? So, someone, John Arbesnik, who ex-NFL player, ex-Michigan superstar from way back in the day, he sort of explained to us, and Gerald White did the same thing. He was on Monday night, He played for the Cowboys, played for the Miami Dolphins, played for Michigan. We had this whole Michigan thing going on this week. But, Gerald explained to me, and I had no idea that it worked like this, where he didn't get drafted, but he knew ahead of time that the Cowboys and the Packers really wanted him. John explained to us last night that he actually got paid more money by agreeing to not get drafted because he was able to get this free agent sort of money, and it turned out to be better than what he would have got if he would have got drafted. So what are we planning for you, or what can we look forward to? Because I'm going to be glued to this, and I don't know. I mean, everybody tells me you're not going to be the first pick, and I'm like, no, man, he's going to be the first pick. And they're like, no, it's definitely not going to be him. We know you like him, and he's good. We all love him, but he's not going. I said, no, I'm telling you, I bet a lot of money on you getting picked first. I'll put the money with you, all right? No, but what's the plan? What are you hearing? What do you know? What are you allowed to say at this point?
I don't know if I get in trouble for saying it, but I know the Seahawks, they for sure want me for an undrafted free agency deal. And I know the Colts like me too. And it was a few more other teams my agent had said. So, but I know the Seahawks, they really like me. So,
wow.
And the Bears too.
That's cold up there, buddy.
Yeah, it is cold, but you got to do what you got to do.
You do have to do what you got to do. If you play long enough, I just read earlier that they're going to build a $10 billion dome stadium, but that's got to probably take a long time to build. So you'll have to play probably late into your 30s to play inside in Chicago. You had said the Giants, I think, contacted you also, or contacted your agent possibly right after pro day. Try to avoid them if you can. I know that my opinion really matters and what you're going to do with the rest of your life. I'm joking, but yeah, avoid the Giants. You don't want to go there.
It's cold, but if they want me, I'll go.
I know you will. I know. And that's what John said to us last night. He says, you forget who your favorite team is. When you're a free agent, or when you're, especially in the beginning, when you're breaking in, your favorite team is the team that signed you. And that's who you want to be with. So what are you, are there any nerves, or are there any, I mean, life is about to change one way or another in the next
just a
few
little
days, right?
Yeah, just a little bit of nerves because I don't want all my work to go to waste, but so if I get picked up, I already know what I'm gonna do. So that's what I'm just waiting on. But it's not too many though, cause I know I put it on film and stuff, so I know I got a chance.
You definitely have a chance. And Coach Herman was on our show, and he said, yeah, he's got a chance. He said the only thing going against you is that you're small. Now, you're not a small guy, but I mean, your size, he says, goes against him, but he works so hard. He's got so much talent that outweighs the only thing going against him in Thom Herman's, and he was, complimentary. And so we had Ed Warner on last week or the week before, and he couldn't stop singing your praises. So it's very exciting. So you're spending a lot of time with your daughter, because I see pictures of, I guess you at ballet classes. Is she taking ballet, right?
Yeah, she do dance and gymnastics. So she do dance on Mondays and gymnastics on Saturday.
Is that helping you to not focus on this thing and stress over it or worry about it? Or are you not that kind of guy? I would imagine even if you're not that kind of guy, this has got to be on your mind all the time right now, right?
Yeah, just like you said, though, I just want that team not to just look at my size. That's probably been the only thing I've been stressful about, just trying to gain a little bit more weight before I at least go to camp and everything. But as far as just getting picked up or anything, I'm not too much stressed about that. But
So when teams, and it seems so weird to me, man. I'm still figuring college out. The freaking NIL and portals and all this crap. And now even with the draft, I thought that, I guess I was naive, but I just thought that you really didn't know, or no player knew who they were going to get drafted by until they were drafted. I didn't realize there were all these deals being worked out ahead of time between players and teams. And it almost makes it seem to me like the draft is more for a show than anything else.
yeah, basically that's what it seemed like. Like that's just like Caleb Williams. I forgot who was supposed to pick first. But he was already saying like when he was in college that he didn't want to go to that team, that he'll stay another year and all that stuff like that. So I'm before you get the call, I'm sure they know who they like because they agent being talks with the scouts and everything, the GM. So they be knowing ahead of time.
All right, so let's say that the couple of days go by and they don't call your name from the stage. How long do you expect it to take before your agent calls and said, "All right, this is what we're doing"? Is it quick or everyone we spoke to this week said that it was like a day or two later?
Yeah.
I mean, Gerald flew to Dallas the day after the draft when he wasn't drafted and signed with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think it should be like that. Like you said, I'm just if I don't get drafted, I will be waiting a day or two for a call. Cause I know the Seahawks really like me, man. So they need to go ahead and pull the trigger. But like when I talked to my agent, he already said, and this was probably like a week or two after pro day that he was gonna start negotiations and stuff like that with him. So
How's your agents? Is it a good agent? Are you with? Is this somebody that you knew? Do you go when you get out of school? Do you immediately start to agent shop, or do they come to you? How does that work?
yeah, I had started training down here when I was in Houston and stuff, and it was a guy. He had came up there. I guess he knew the man I was training with and everything, and he was like, "If you need an agent, because at first, because I was paying like for my training and stuff, my dad was gonna pay for it. I was paying for it out of pocket, and then he was like, if you need an agent and stuff, just write your name down on the paper, and he said he knows some guys and stuff. He'll reach out to him, send your film, and so I sent him my film and everything, and then that same day, the agent said he liked me, said he already seen me playing and everything and stuff, so. He was like, he want to sign me and stuff. Then he ended up paying for the rest of my training for somewhere for me to stay in Houston.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How far are you from Houston? You don't live that far from Houston, right? An hour or so?
Yeah, just an hour.
Okay. All right. So are the girls excited? I say the girls, your daughter, your wife. I call mine my girls, so I'm calling yours your girls. Are they excited? Are they? Does your little one understand? No, she doesn't understand yet. What's going on?
Not yet. But my wife excited though. She already been working on plans and everything. She say she coming with me this time.
Oh heck yeah, man! You can't leave them at home. They gotta experience it all.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll be taking a trip to Seattle. I'll come out there. I ain't looking for no media passes. I'll come out and buy tickets to come see you play in Seattle. And I never ever in my life planned on going to Seattle at all. Period. But I will go there and watch you. So
Yeah, it
what?
rained a lot.
But yeah, it does rain a lot. It does rain a lot. It's just a different. Have you ever been out west for an extended period of time?
Not too long, no sir.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's just I lived in LA for a little while, which is different than Seattle, but just the vibe was different. I didn't dig it. It was very laid back, and I'm a very shot out of a cannon sort of dude. Like, let's do it fast. Let's do it now. Come on, get out of my way. I'm the horn beeper, the guy flipping the bird in traffic. That's me in LA. Everybody's high and they're just like, yeah, man, whatever. All right, so this is very good. So what's the plan tomorrow night? What's the plan all weekend? Do you have plans? Are you watching the draft just for the show of it? Are you watching the draft hoping that the phone rings? Or are you going out to Chuck E. Cheese with the girls?
Yeah, nah, I post cause my dad he was talking about watching the draft and stuff and cooking and stuff, but I told him at first that I didn't want to do it. Like I was like, I'm good on the pops. Like I already know what I'm expecting and stuff, but he still want to do it and stuff. So I'm gonna go back down to my hometown Saturday, and it's my brother's birthday and stuff. So we just gonna eat and have a good time, watch the draft.
Dude, this is live in the moment. You're never ever gonna be, whether they call you first or they call you. Look at Brock Purdy. They call you last, or whether they don't call you, but then the phone doesn't stop ringing the next day. You're never ever ever gonna be in the NFL draft again. And you know how many thousands, tens, the hundreds of thousands of kids play football dreaming of being in the NFL draft? I mean, it's kind of cool and enjoy that moment. I would think enjoy the moment.
Yeah, sir. So that's what I'm gonna do and stuff. And I know my wife had wanted to do something So I'll just let them plan it all out, and then I'm just gonna go through with it.
All right. Would you do me one favor? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I consider us sort of friends. I mean, I don't know, maybe good acquaintances, but I always say, yeah, my friend J Mo is coming on the show. When you decide, when you sign, wherever you sign, you shoot me a text and let me know, hey, this is what I did, and then I'll break it on my. Obviously, you'll put it out, but we'll talk about it on the show because we follow you, man, and we root for you.
Nah, yes, sir, for sure. As soon as I do it, you might be the first person I call.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that'd be
let
great.
you know.
So now what I'm gonna do all weekend is sit by my phone waiting on your phone call so I can say yes. This is awesome. This is so cool.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna send you pictures and everything. You know that when you sign a contract and stuff, it's they take a picture of you, so you're gonna get the picture and everything.
All right. Now I got to ask you this. I don't think you're that kind of guy, but you're not going to big shot us once you get to the Seahawks or wherever, right?
Nah, I'm never missed the big time, man. I live in the moment. I'm humble, and I'm grateful for what I got. And like I said, I always appreciate you for having me on the show.
I know that about you. I was just goofing when I said big shot. And did you see this thing that Tyreek Hill said about
Yes, sir.
playing against he would school a prime time? What do you think of that?
You talking about that thing he did in his backyard?
No, not the thing he did in his backyard when he got in the altercation with the big girl. No,
Yeah.
he came out today and said that today or yesterday and said that if he ever played against a prime Deion Sanders,
Oh yeah, I
that
did
he'd
see
light him
that.
up for 175 and 2 touchdowns. And Deion, being Deion, came back and said, "Dude, you're a moment and I'm a monument."
Yeah, I'm a monument. Yeah, I seen that. It's tough though. I don't think that was too much fast like Tyreek Hill back in the day. So I don't know. And Tyreek Hill a short guy, so I got to root for short guys.
Yeah, but Deion covered. He
Yeah,
covered Jerry Rice.
he
He only
did do
played with
that.
Jerry for 1 year and covered him the rest. And when he wasn't covering Jerry, he was covering Michael Irvin. So
Yeah.
you got it.
I think it's different though. Back then Tyreek Hill ran some crazy routes. Like if you give him time, like I seen one route he ran in the Super Bowl, he ran all the way across the field and came back. Like you got to guard that stuff the whole time. So I know it's hard, but I don't doubt that Prime couldn't do it though. I'm a big Prime fan, so I'm gonna stay out of this one.
Dude, I
I like
hated
both of them.
Deion. So I'm a big baseball guy, and I like
Yeah.
the Niners in my football team. So Deion came up with the Yankees. He played baseball before football professionally, and
Mm-hmm.
he came out very flashy and very Deion, and I didn't like it. And then he quit on the Yankees. A bunch of stuff happened, and then he went to Atlanta, and I couldn't stand his showboating. I hated Deion, like despite like Mike Tyson was a guy I hated. I wanted to fight Mike Tyson. I mean, I'd probably be dead right now, but I hated him that much. And then the Niners got Deion, and I became the biggest primetime fan. I had the jerseys. I was high stepping. I was doing it all. And then
Yeah.
he broke my heart. We only had him 1 year, and we won the Super Bowl. And he broke my heart going to Dallas. And I'm like, Deion, man, you betrayed me. Once you won me over, you cheated on me. I can't do this, Deion. But I still. What do you think of him as a coach out there? I mean, I can ask you this now. I couldn't ask you this before because I don't know. Because you were a player in college, and I didn't want to put you in an awkward position. But what do you think of his style, his flashiness? Have you talked to your friend who portaled over there, and how's he enjoying it?
No, I haven't talked to him, but I know he enjoyed over there. That's more his style though. He liked that. But I like Coach Prime over there. What he doing over there in Colorado though? It just the only thing about it is just like the attention, like how much attention he bring to the school and stuff though. But other than that though, I like what he got going over there because he like to me he seemed like he more of a player's coach. Like and I know he know the game because he coached my position, so I know it'll be good to get some good techniques or whatever from him. But I like what Coach Prime doing over there. It's like he bringing it, he kind of changing it around to me.
Yeah, I mean the spotlight. The spotlight
Yeah.
is on them all the time. Have you watched that reality show? He's got the Coach Prime reality show on. I don't know if it's
On
on
Prime,
Amazon. On Prime, probably,
yeah,
right? It would make sense that he's on Prime. It was pretty good, and now I'm looking forward to season 2 because I want to see LeJohntay over there. You know, I kind of have mixed feelings. I'm like, man, why did you leave? But at the same time, I get why he left. I 1,000,000,000% from a business standpoint and from an exposure standpoint. I completely get why he went. So I'm, you know, now I don't just want to watch it for Dion. But did you see when they pulled those rods out of his toes?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, Dion left nothing out of the documentary. It was kind of nutty. One of the things I'm going to recommend to you, you don't have to take my advice for anything, but, and I know that you only read FAU for a very short time. You get to the NFL and you become the next primetime, the next Ronnie Lott. Make an appearance at FAU so that some fans show up to the games.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure they're going to show up this year, though, man. I got faith in them. I know they're going to do good this year. So
The
all it
team's going to
takes
do
to
good.
win. Yeah. All it takes for them to win a few more games. And because like when we like the first two, 3 home games we had, it was pretty packed. So all we got to do is just keep winning and stuff, man. And I know it's going to bring the fans out. Because look what they do for basketball.
Yeah, but basketball, you've been in that basketball arena?
Yeah, it's pretty small.
It's like a high school arena.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger, you know, high school arena with some overflow, basically. Everyone there, I mean, you know, when Coach Herman came on, he was great. And then Ed Warner is fantastic. So I root these guys, but I remember talking to you and I talked to Bert and Ambush, and everybody said the same thing. Everybody said, look, you know, and I get it. They not make you, but they teach you how to deal with media and what to say and what not to say. I'm assuming because of all the answers I got. But everybody sort of said, look, yeah, you know, the fans are great and we appreciate them coming out. But yeah, we sure do play better and we sure do get more motivated when there's more fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I just... I wish you know, maybe we get you when you make it really big, you and Carrot Top. Carrot Top is the big alumni. If you know who Carrot Top is, he's a Las Vegas performer, comedian sort of dude. Do you know who he is, Carrot Top?
No, I don't know Carrot Top.
Oh, you got to Google this guy. I've interviewed him twice. He's a nice dude, and he's got great stories about, you know, when he went to FAU. But he's freaky. It's all get out to see this guy, makeup, and he's got red hair, but he's muscular like you at 58. I said, dude, how are you like that at this age? And he says, I just lift really light weights and I eat right. And I'm like, wow, okay. Really, I just Google him, Carrot Top. He was a really big time. He still is in Las Vegas, but we get Carrot Top out there. And then, you know, who knows, whoever else comes out, Federico goes NFL next year. Ambush goes NFL. And how about Bert? Are you in contact with Bert? Are you close with that guy, Jaquan? Or you guys don't stay in touch? I don't know. I'm asking.
Nah, yeah, we stay in touch. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, though, since probably a few weeks after Pro Day and everything. I checked up on him and seen how it was going. But Bert, too. We got Chaz, a couple more people. So I'm sure we all making an appearance because I know they had got me. I had called one of my teammates back at the game, and because I seen a little flyer on Instagram that they was supposed to play USF on the river on the boat. So I'm like, yeah, bro, I gotta come back and check that game out, bro. He's like, bro, don't even listen to that, bro. That's not even real. I'm like, man, y'all got me.
That was April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
I forgot they got me on that one. So, but I'm definitely, because me and my wife already made plans, so we definitely gonna go back and check out a game.
Good. And you know that I apologize for not being there because I was looking forward to your pro day. And when you do come back, either I want to take you guys out somewhere or, you know, depending on the size of your contract, maybe you take me out. One or the other. We'll see what happens. Man, look, I'm rooting for you. I appreciate you making time tonight. I wanted to wrap it up with you. And you don't seem stressed. You don't seem nervous. You just seem like you, man. And that's what makes you so great, I guess.
Once you put the work in, man, you just gotta believe in yourself. And everything will take care of itself. I've been like that, so just stick to the same old me.
Good. Well, man, we're rooting for you. We're pulling for you. We appreciate you fitting us in tonight. Know that we're your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan. I can't speak for these other two doofuses back there, but I'm your biggest fan. Let me know. I'll be looking. Let me know. I'll cry. I'll be a grown man crying if I see you up on ESPN and CBS and then the Owl's Nest tweeting out where you went. And I'm like, man, he forgot about me. Look, my phone never rang. So, but
Nah, I can never forget about you. I told you anytime you want me on the show, I'm gonna
I
always be on.
I know, man.
Always.
I'm not gonna abuse that. But like I said, I consider you more than just a guest. And how much do we like you? We had a guy, Mel Owens. He was a first round pick, played in the NFL for the Rams. I think he was a linebacker for a decade. All pro, all pro, all pro. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. But I spoke to him last night. I said, do you want to come on? He's like, yeah, I'm going to come on, but I'm traveling. I'm going to the draft, so I got to do it around like 7 would be my only hole. And I'm like, no, can't do 7. I got Jarron coming on at 7. So
Appreciate you.
no, man, I appreciate you. So say hello to the girls for us. Go enjoy your night. Enjoy the weekend. And seriously, don't forget about me, man. When you get that call, just shoot me a text and say, hey, this is where I'm going. And if you need me to keep my mouth shut, just say, hey, shut up. I'll tell you when you can talk. I won't be on again until Monday. So if something happens before then, give me a heads up and I'll break it.
Nah, I got you. I told you I'm gonna give you a call once it happens. So you gonna know probably right along with my dad and everybody else. So I got you.
Awesome, man. It has been my absolute pleasure. You were the first guy we interviewed from FAU. I didn't know what I was getting into. You set the tone. I expected all of you guys to be a little bit cocky and a little bit arrogant. And because you were NCAA football players, and I had never dealt with an NCAA football player before, and none of you were. And every guy was just like you. And if you would have been an a-hole, I wouldn't have interviewed anybody else. And you weren't, and you're not, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate the personal texts that go back and forth, and you checking when I needed checking on, and it's all good. So enough of this love fest. I wish you all the best. All right, we're pulling for you this weekend. Enjoy the family time. Eat this weekend because you because you need to put the weight on. So eat. And then take some of that. Get Arnold Schwarzenegger's got a really cool. He sends me an email every morning. I'm on his mailing list, and he tells you how to gain weight and do this and cut and yada yada yada. So, if you need that, I'll hook you up with Arnold and whatever I can do.
Nah, yes sir, I got you, man. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right,
Much
man.
love, AJ. Like I say, hit me, and I'll always be back.
All right. Well, it's on you. You hit me next. Let me know where you're going. All right.
Yes sir, I got you.
The great. And are you going to go by Quattro Show? Or are you going to go by Jarron? Are you going to go by J Mo? What are we? Have you thought of that yet? Or
Yeah, just J Mo right now until I get my number, and then I'll let the fans give me the nickname, and I'll just run with it like I always do.
oh, I'm going to do a contest for all of our listeners. We get a lot of people now all over the world watching the stream and listening to us. We're going to do a contest. You get to pick J-Mo's nickname, and we'll do a special thing where J-Mo will let you play for him, one play. You'll suit up with whatever team he's on. If it's the Giants, anybody can walk in off the street and suit up for the Giants probably and get on the field. But anyway, we'll put something together. J-Mo, say hello to girls. Have a great weekend and enjoy your little one because I see the picture. She's adorable. And you're going to blink your eye and she's going to be 10. And you're going to say, what the hell happened, man? I miss my baby.
Yeah, she already getting big on me now. I almost want to shed a tear every time. So it's just like, man, it's crazy to see her just grow up so fast and running, dancing, talking, jumping, just everything. So I like when you text me that, I don't take the moments for granted. I try to enjoy every moment of it.
My kid turns 11 tomorrow, and I mean, I feel like she was born yesterday. In those times where she was 2 and 3 and 4, and you're coming into this where personality, like how many tea parties I've done where you sit down, you have these little tea parties with Minnie Mouse cups and this and that, and it was daddy, will you do this? Daddy, will you do that? Daddy, and I'm like, oh God, leave daddy alone for a little while. And now all I wish is I could get her off her iPad for 20 minutes or get her out of her room for 15 minutes because Daddy misses all that. So, anyway, man, have a great weekend. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for coming on. We always appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right. You're listening to the Bleacher Brothers show. We'll be right back right after these messages.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt. Turn around, stick it out, show the world you got a bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt.
Coming up around 8:45 tonight, Looch on ice. He's going to give us an update. Break down last night's games, look at tonight's games. It's the express version of Looch on ice tonight. About 8:45. Tune in for that.
Turn around, stick it out, show the world you got a bubble butt, bubble, bubble, bubble butt.
Somewhat. Yes. Yes, he is. Yep. All right, with 10 seconds left, the Miami Heat are up 27-25 against the Boston Celtics. So that's a hit. They're winning by 2. Final in MLB, the Orioles beat the Angels 6-5. Yes, Red Sox and Guardians 4-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Not bad. Yeah, for that Orioles game when they won, Gunnar Henderson had 3 hits, including a home run. That's how the Orioles won that game. That recap article is on the Bleacher Brothers website. If you're wondering where these scores are coming from, they're on the Bleacher Brothers website, up on the top page before you search your sport you want to read about. And there's a live ticker that has NBA, MLB, and NHL, and soon to come college football and college basketball. And Pittsburgh, the Milwaukee. No, I did the Boston game. Mine is Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. I don't know. The Milwaukee Brewers are up 3-0 against the Pittsburgh Pirates in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yep, Milwaukee's up 3-0. Yeah, not Bill Perkins. That's a different Perkins we're talking about. No, the Pittsburgh Pirates just scored 2 runs. I don't know. The website. Yeah, now. Brian Reynolds home run. So it was a something like that. Yeah, something like that. The Philadelphia Phillies are up 2-1 against the Cincinnati Reds in the top of the 4th inning. The Los Angeles Dodgers are up 4-2 against the Washington Nationals in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And the Tampa Bay Rays are up 4-1 against the Detroit Tigers. And bottom of the 2nd inning, the New York Yankees are up 2-0 against the Oakland A's. Yep. Yank Any Aaron Judge home run. Bada bing, bada boom. And in Atlanta with the Braves and Marlins, it's a 2-0 game. In that game, the Braves are up. Scoreless in Kansas City right now, top of the 1st inning, gets a 0-0 game in that one. Scoreless in Minnesota, top of the 1st inning, 0-0 against the White Sox. Scoreless in the Cubs game, it's 0-0 in the top of the 1st inning. And coming up in MLB at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, the Texas Rangers will face the Seattle Mariners, and our nightcap game will be the Rockies game at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time against the Padres. And now in the NHL, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins are underway, and it's a 0-0 game with 3:55 left in the 1st period, and are on this day in sports history. In 2004, Ole Miss's quarterback Eli Manning was the first pick by the San Diego Chargers, but there was all kinds of controversy with that pick. They talked about how Eli's father did not want Eli to play for the Chargers, so they traded him for the Giants, and the Giants drafted Phillip Rivers, and Phillip Rivers became the Chargers quarterback. Well, Eli won a couple Super Bowls with the Giants. Phillip Rivers couldn't do anything with the Chargers, so it seemed like the Giants had the better hand. And that is your sports update. Mm-hmm. This game is bottom of the second. Mm-hmm. We do have some injury news as well for the MLB with Kevin. Yeah, sorry. Holy cow! There we go. So, some MLB injury news. We had Kevin Kiermaier going on the DL with a hip injury. Cody Bellinger's on the DL with a fractured rib. Brian Bellows is going to go on the DL for lat tightness. Nats are going to lose Lane Thomas to a knee injury. He's going on the DL. Blake Snell was supposed to start today, but he was scratched and he's put on the IL for his arm. So all these breaking, he had left adductor strain, adductor, ADTUCTOR. So they called up, so they tapped in right-hander Ryan Walker to start in place of him. And Snell this year with the Giants is 0-3 with 11.57 ERA in 3 starts. I'm getting all the news and injury news on the on the Bleacher Brothers website is where I'm getting this news. Wow. We haven't taken off from space. Yep.
All right, and Thom is retreated to his penthouse, Oh, that's really freaky with no body under you, just the head right there. So, all right, Tom. So where did we leave off here? What are we liking here? Can't hear you, but you got to turn your mic on.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty much we got through everything. I think it's going to be. I love when they do tournaments like this. Match or team play. It's kind of like the Riders Cup and the President's Cup, where it's just not one guy against the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a pretty exciting tournament to watch. I mean, I'm going to be glued to my TV this weekend watching it. I think, and you should check it out. When you have a free moment.
All right. Let me ask you a couple of questions about this. All right. I got a little bit of info here.
Okay, go ahead.
Patrick Cantlay.
Happy feet.
Yeah. Okay. And Xavier
Xander Shoffley.
Yeah. Okay. So they're plus 450 at our friends BetMGM.
Right.
Let's see here. Best bet. Follow their victory with a T4 showing last year and are parring top 10. So what is the best bet here? So bet on these guys. Bet on these guys to win this thing at plus 450?
I bet them to win. I bet a couple of guys to win. I bet Xander and Cantley, Morikawa and Kiriyama. Those are my two picks to win.
Who did you say? Morikawa. So that one's plus 1,200 on. This is BetMGM.
Yeah, and it's plus 1,100 on the Florida one.
See, that's why we are getting shafted in Florida, where we don't have any options. You live in a state like Arizona, state like Pennsylvania. Joe Q can sit there with his 12 sports books, go through all of them, and find the best odds. And coming soon to our site, you're going to not have to flip through Sportsbook and Sportsbook and Sportsbook. It'll all be on our site. It'll be lined up. Bet365, BetMGM, Caesars, FanDuel, DraftKings. All of these are friends of ours. And we haven't even announced DraftKings yet, but all. And you'll be able to get all the odds in one place to make it easy. And then you move quick and you hop right on the book and make the bet right there. There was another one I was going to ask you about right here. Let's see, where the heck is it? You got yeah, it's a best bet on props. Was going to ask you. I don't know. And the people that we're getting these prop bets from on our site.
Okay.
I don't know if this is good or not. Their record is 22, 25, and 1. So they actually pushed on a prop bet.
40%.
Yeah, with it 22 and 25. I don't know. I like. I don't want to sound like Trump, but I prefer guys that didn't get captured. You know what I mean? So 22 and 25. I prefer guys that are more 25 and 22 than opposed to 22 and 25.
Right. Better than 50%. Yeah, these guys are under 50%, but better than I'm doing right now because I'm probably at about 30% on my golf betting.
You know what? I can't attach the BleacherBET name to you until you pick that up a little bit.
Like I said, I'm figuring out because I just started in the golf betting, and I think 30% for how I've been betting so far is not bad because the ones that I'm losing are low. Those are just the throwaway bets where I'm betting like long shots.
Okay.
Like $5 on a long shot. I bet $2 on a long shot a couple of weeks ago, and it bought me $80 on a $2 bet.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when you can't bet these crazy prop things unless you're friggin' Andy Slater, who just Andy Slater, he used to give away all of these crazy prop bets for a year. And I mean these prop bets that he gives out pay 40, 50, 60K.
Oh, I know. That's insane.
It's some bet after bet after bet. Now I see he's charging. He said, no more with these. If you want my good content, DM me and I'll tell you how to get it. And of course, you know what that means. It means fork over some cash. But Andy Slater, If you don't follow Andy Slater on Twitter or X, you should follow him there.
I'm going to write it down right now.
His action is good. I just don't know how much he's going to put out there for free anymore. But this dopey Yankee one that I got going tonight is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bets, and it's plus 6,100. So it takes a lot of luck to hit one of these suckers. But I just had a feeling about Judge because Judge swung the bat better last night. So I said, you know what, he's due. He's got to snap out of this thing.
Yeah.
And why not take him to hit a home run tonight?
Now,
to me, that's the hardest bet to pick is who's going to hit a home run.
Right. Yep. Well, I get it. That's what I was just going to say. It's kind of like with the golf, though, because when you're betting baseball and football and basketball, you're betting one team against another team. And I think a 30% winning average right now in golf betting is pretty good because I'm not betting one team against another team. I'm betting one player against a field of 150.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm narrowing it down to the top 40 because it's very rare that somebody over the top 40 is gonna come down with a low score. But it happens in golf. I remember a couple of years ago, I can't remember what tournament it was, but this guy that was like, he just came onto the tour. He was on the tour for a while. He never, ever did better than a top 50. And the guy won 2 tournaments.
Everybody's got to win sometime. You can't. Unless you're the drunken dad, you can't lose every time.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and golf is just it's definitely you have to study these players. And that's what I've been doing the past few weeks is studying the players, looking at their past performances. Kind of like with horse betting, looking at past performances. See, that's a thing too with horse betting. Horse betting, you got one horse against a field of 8 to 15?
Sometimes I've watched horse races and bet on horse races where I forget what they're called. Maybe it's a duel match, but I've bet horse races at Monmouth Park way back in the day, early 90s. There was this horse, Peanut Butter on it or something like that. The horse's name was, but he couldn't be beat. Nobody could beat him. And this is not a like Breeders' Cup class. Actually, he did race. That's how good he was. He raced in a Breeders' Cup race, and he won it. It wasn't one of the big ones, but he raced on Breeders' Cup Day.
Right.
But this horse would just dominate to the point where no one would race him. Everyone would scratch their horses, and he was in a dual race. It was just him and this one other horse, and I remember that they effed with the other horse.
Oh,
he would go slow, then go fast, and then he would run around in a circle, and then the jockey would get off and smoke a cigarette and jump back on, and they still won the race by 50 lengths. It was insane. But yeah, no, I get your point, and question and we're trying to stir up this chat because I can see that I can see the number of people that are watching the stream right now. Across all platforms, and the chat carries over to many of these platforms. I think I have to turn the chat on the EV Mox player also. Which I didn't do. I don't know if the chat's on there. I don't.
Yeah,
think
it's on. I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're watching the show on the EV Mox player?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, no, not on the player. I'm watching what we're watching, and I could see like Joe Quinlan's comment.
Yes. But what I'm saying is there's the EV Mox player, which is out there on Broad Street South right now.
Oh, okay.
And it's playing behind the scenes on Bleacher Bros. I just want to make sure it works before we put it out. But anyway, we're trying to start up the chat. So, question is, who do you prop? What sport do you like to prop? If you do have props, and PAZ, when are you going to get in on this prop game, buddy? When are you going to get in on this? Your Lakers, you only got 2 games left in your Lakers season, and then you're gonna lose all interest in any sort of basketball going on. At least you got the Diamondbacks here for a little while. And then what's he? And Joe is what's he say? I can't see that. Discuss on Derby Day is the fact that the favorite could be 5-1 or 6-1 because there's almost 20. Yeah, that's the day in the Triple Crown races, and I'm sure that Joe will cover this in one of the shows in the next 2 weeks. But where if you're really going to break the bank in any of these Breeders' Cup races, it's in the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to do it because that's where you get 20 horses in there, and that's where you're going to get good odds. After that, especially if the horse that wins the Derby, because he's automatically going to be the favorite in the Preakness, and if he's a good horse, then you're kind of screwed. You missed your shot to make a bundle and a fortune. So, anyway, let us know. And Joe, I got to talk to you. I was on the phone with DRF today, Joe, and they are so antiquated. It's like their sports book, which they are friends of ours, but it's like they haven't updated the back end of their site since Al Gore invented the internet. It's completely insane. We're going to try to get that up and rolling. But all right, let's take all right, thanks Thom for the golf knowledge. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it's baseball time. Our buddy from Top Fan Rivalry, Bill Perkins, is joining us. Everybody, and I don't want to hear that baby crying again. Where's my other block of commercials? Everybody sit tight. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
To some people, the sound of a
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute?
When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Girls say, boys say, hey baby, hey baby, hey. Hey baby, baby. I'm the kind of girl that hangs with guys like a fly on the wall with my secret eyes. Taking it in, try to be feminine with my makeup bag, watching all the same. Misfit, I sit, lit up, wicked. Everybody else surrounded by the girls with the tank tops and the flirty ways. I'm just sipping on chamomile, watching boys and girls and the sex appeal. A stranger in my face who says he knows my mom and went to my high school.
It's not your preferred theme song, but it is Gwen. It's Orange County. Is it Orange County?
They are. They are right outside of. They were from Anaheim, right outside of Anaheim Stadium, basically.
Yeah, and in my opinion, one of the best music groups, definitely of the '90s. Maybe even more than that. I love the No Doubt.
Well, if you're from here, every radio station was playing that No Doubt song when they first came out, like a bazillion times. You could turn on any radio station at any time and it was playing. Someplace.
Well, hometown heroes, right?
Yep. They're no Steven Looker, but they're okay.
Yeah, no, they were great, and I remember Gwen had this thing going on where she looked like she could kick your ass, but you still wanted to date her type of look. You know what I mean? Like she looked tough, she looked small, but she definitely looked like somebody you did not want to mess with at all. And one of the most unique voices I think I've ever heard. I dig it a lot.
I like her Christmas song with her husband, with Blake.
Yeah. No, that's great. It's probably on one of my boards right now. Still a fan, and she still looks great for an old bag. I mean, she's our age, so you know.
Wait, if you hear this, it wasn't me that called you an old bag. If you need to chase after somebody, Gwen, chase after the Duncan dad. He's on the East Coast. He's the one that said that. It wasn't AJ.
Exactly, it was not me. So, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I keep hearing that commercial that we play about learning about adopting kids, and it pulls at my heartstrings. Not so much when I'm here on the show because I'm focused, but the station plays it during the day, and when I'm listening to Pete or Defoe and Angel, I hear it, and I'm like, man, you know what? I spend so much time volunteering with animals.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go volunteer with some of these kids because, God, could you imagine being an orphan?
Right. I do a lot of volunteer work. I mentor a lot of teenage kids, and it's very rewarding. Sometimes very frustrating. I gotta know though, did Thom get dropped on his head as a kid?
He might have.
He's got the Mets hat on. God bless him.
Oh man. So no, but one of the terms I learned from those commercials were jelly, and I gotta say, I'm so jelly of anybody who has a Top Fan Rivalry hat because I've always wanted one.
Yours is in the freaking mail.
And you know what? Before we go any further, let me give you guys a real quick plug right here. So Top Fan Rivalry, and me and Steven did this the other night also. TopFanRivalry.com is a fantastic site and a fantastic community for all baseball fans. All right. Go check them out. Check out the content. Check out the page. Check out all the events. Go to the store. All right. Check out the podcast, but go to the store. And yeah. Should I keep going? Or are you going to take it from here? All right. Okay. Cool. So if you go into the store right now, they got to deal with dugout mugs. Steven, you're going to pull this up the other thing. Pull up dugout mugs real quick. Let's get them up here. Let's get a picture of these dugout mugs on the screen. So Dugout Mugs is this company that Top Fan partnered with for this, right, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you can get your dugout mug, and these things are crazy cool. Let me know when it's ready, Steven, so I can pull it up here. Steven Luker sharing screen, got it. And this is what they look like right now. Let me just go like this, and it's going to cover us up for a minute here, Bill, on the website. Okay. Now these things are crazy cool. And Bill, are they cheaper on your website than they are, say, you know, if somebody was to go out to a store and get these? Or
yeah,
okay, they are. All right.
They're actually, we negotiated a deal with Dugout Mugs. They're actually cheaper than going to Dugout Mugs directly.
Wow.
So those Dugout Mugs that you see right there are $69.99. So they're $70 on their website. We got them for $57.99. That's what our price is. And obviously, if you know a brand ambassador, hint, Steven Luker, and you use the discount code Luker, all capital letters, you're going to get 10% off in addition to that.
So you're telling me that my dugout mug would only be about $52?
Yeah.
But if
That's
I went to
exactly
plug out mugs, I'd be paying $70.
correct.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What are these things made out of? Is it these bamboo?
Baseball
What
bats.
is it? It's what?
Baseball bats, wood.
They're made out of actual baseball bats?
Yeah, same. Yeah, so they're wood. They're made out of the same type of wood that is used for baseball bats. Yeah.
Do they sell the Cubs Sammy Sosa one for wine? it comes with a cork in it or no?
Wow, you have to pay extra for that, Cotton.
Bold plan. So anyway, top fan rivalry, and this sale is not going on much longer, correct?
So we're gonna have them up on the website for a while. But here's the thing: if you order before Friday or Friday by midnight, use that 10% discount code. It's going to save you, the money. Past Friday, we'll have it up there. You can still use the thing, but they do them in batches, and so we're ordering batches. So you may order it, and it may take you a couple of weeks to get it. So get on in it now. We've already got several Yankees ones that have been ordered, some Rangers ones that have been ordered, some Padres ones, Dodgers ones. We got one that on the front, it has a Dodger logo, and below it says Chef Thom was dropped on his head, and then on the back it has a Top Fan Rivalry logo on it. So yeah,
my mind is always moving to the next business opportunity. And I see, and Looch inspired me on this. I see penalty box mugs where we make cups out of hockey sticks. And then we can put there'll probably be shot glasses is what we'll have to do, but shot glasses out of hockey sticks. And we can put, Rangers, Devils, Flyers, all that sort of stuff on there.
So this is a true story. This has nothing to do with baseball, everybody, but this is funny. You'll appreciate this since you said hockey. Legit true story. I used to have season tickets to the Kings, and we sat up in the cheap seats, right? I mean, I was fresh out of college. My wife was in college at the time. And Marty McSorley, who was thrown out of a playoff game for a curved stick. Remember this? So it was a stick night where they gave out sticks. And Marty happened to be up in the press box right behind us, and people were handing him stuff to sign. And some dude decided to take the stick that he had just got and tried to bend it. And he bent it a little bit and asked Marty if he'd sign it. And I won't say on the air what he said to the guy, but it wasn't, hey, can you come over for dinner?
So
I think it was very funny.
So he didn't sign it then?
No. But, hockey fans are fickle. What can you say?
And who was the guy? What was his name?
Marty McSorley.
Okay.
So he got tossed out of, I believe it was a Stanley Cup final game because his curvature on his stick was too much. It was illegal. It was like having the pine tar too far past the label in baseball.
They make medication for that, because I know that Chef Thom had that same problem, that curvature problem, and something. He went to see a special doctor and they took care of it. Maybe the Boston Clinic, I think they were called.
Well, he's got to take care of something with that hat on. I don't mind, but that background with the Dodgers suck things. I mean, I've been busting Megan's chops all week. They came in and they played like World Series champions in LA, and they went up to San Francisco and forgot how to play baseball.
Yeah,
yes, he was his bodyguard. So anybody came near Gretzky, even sniffed in Gretzky's direction, and McSorley would come out on the ice and beat the tarnation out of him.
We need to get Megan on at some point. I have her sound all loaded up here already too. You can hear that, right?
Yeah.
You know what this is?
Yeah.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and beat the Mets. Blah 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 blah. So anyway, we're all.
So we were today in the leagues. Somebody asked a question: who's a better mascot, Blooper from the Braves or Mr. Met? And there was a big discussion: is there a Mrs. Met? Is there a baby Met? I mean, and it went totally off key. I mean, I think Luker was listening in and I tried to shut it down early enough, but apparently there is a Mrs. Met.
Really? I did not know that.
As well.
Oh, I had no idea. Did you know that the Philly Fanatic mom, there's a Philly Fanatic mother?
I did not know that.
He comes every year for his birthday party. He just had his birthday party. His birthday party was this past weekend.
Did you know that the Philly Fanatic and Tommy Lasorda don't get along?
Yeah, yes. I think that's. I don't think you could find 4 people that don't know that. Yes, that I know. When he had,
Luker's
yeah.
got it queued up with Marty McSorley.
Oh, you got it right here. Okay. This is not the same guy from Back to the Future, right?
No, that's Marty McFly. Close.
Okay. All right.
Close.
A stick measurement has been called. It's the stick of Marty McSorley.
Harry, did you ever get a measurement on Kelly Rudy's stick? I heard you last week.
But I think if you measured the length of his goal stick, you
Like the
might
George
find it
Brett
illegal.
thing?
And I also mentioned that Jitnick's and McSorley's stick look to be close to illegal too, and they're now going to take a look at McSorley.
Yeah, this is like a George Brett thing.
Penalty to LA if it's illegal, and it's a 2-minute penalty to Montreal if it's fair. And Marty McSorley, if he uses an illegal stick, which he did, and there's no excuse for that. You should have your trainer check the sticks. The game sticks, the ones that look like they might be slightly illegal.
The
Were they
mullets,
playing
though,
with
the mullets are the best.
deflated pucks too?
What's that?
Were they playing with deflated pucks also?
I don't know.
What am I doing here?
That, I mean, Thom's done a hat change already, so I'm not quite sure. We'll have to look into that.
We have another video here that. What is going on here? Where did I push the button and I'm seeing things I've never seen before? We have another video that we want to show you, Bill, and we want your take on this. Let me know when this is ready. Now, this video also, obviously, when you see it, you'll know that we did not film it.
Okay.
But we've been really kicking some tail lately on all right, Steven, I can't keep up with you, dude. You got to get whoever comment is on the screen too. You got to get that off. I can't find it. All right.
That's Thom's. He's saying Mets.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Because what Thom's saying is he's going to order 4 dugout mugs, all Mets ones, and use Luker's code.
So,
Tommy, I'll be expecting the order to come in here pretty quick.
Yeah, you better get it in this week so you get the special deal. So we've been making some real traction on social media with shorts. We've decided to bail on TikTok right now for multiple reasons. One, because I put a lot of effort into it if it's not even going to be there here shortly, but for other reasons besides that also. So we're putting a lot of time and effort into Reels on IG and also YouTube Shorts. And so I found this video and I stuck it up on YouTube Shorts. And not thinking that this one was really going to get me a lot of traction, but it's picking up steam. And I want you to explain this to me, all right?
Okay.
That is your strikeout. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, what you didn't see, I guess, because they ran out of film in their camera, it was actually 6 innings pitched, 0 hits, 14 strikeouts. What the is going on here, dude?
So, okay.
And I'm going to keep beating this dead horse. So if you get tired of talking about it, I apologize.
You're fine. You're fine. I mean, with age comes beating dead horses. I get it. No.
That's why we keep Thom around. We need something to beat on.
Thom's head just looks like it's floating, right?
You have to go back, Bill, after you get off tonight, before you go to bed, go back to one of the streams of this show and watch the first 3 minutes. Just the first 3 minutes. You got to watch something we did tonight. And if you tuned into the show late on the stream, go back and watch the first 3 minutes. I'm talking about the intro. Start from the minute the intro starts, because there's a little intermission in the intro. You got to go back and see it. My phone went bananas when we did it. And they're like, oh, my God, that was so funny. Oh, my God, that was great. But anyway, go ahead. Proceed.
Okay, so TB. So here's the problem with Trevor Bauer. He is going to fall under the and for different reasons, Tim Tebow and Colin Kaepernick, right? Kaepernick knew what he was doing. He did it. Then he went out and he made a statement. He wore a Malcolm X shirt and said a bunch of stuff in that press conference. He knew what he was doing. Tim Tebow was kind of blackballed for the most part being a Christian, right? And being a little outspoken by that. Now, I understand that in Arizona, Tim Tebow had a kind of like a come see me camp several years ago, a number of years ago, maybe 5 years or so ago,
Okay.
when he was still relevant. And apparently he did very well, but coming out of that camp was the fact that we don't want to deal with the media circus that comes with him. Same thing with Trevor Bauer. Okay, politics is perception. Trevor Bauer is in a position now where it doesn't matter how good he does, it's going to be a PR nightmare. And so the team's got to be prepared for it. My prediction is if he plays, it might be this season, and it will be sometime in July or August with a team that is just trying to get over the cusp. Just trying to get over the cusp.
I'm going to tell you, if the boss was alive, he'd be in pinstripes right now, without a doubt, 100%. And I like that we disagree on some things. And Joe Q, I'm on the same page with him. I don't think Tim Tebow was blackballed for his religious beliefs or for kneeling. I think that Tim Tebow just wasn't exciting to watch, and he wasn't a great quarterback. And, he had God on his side, obviously. So, he won. You can't deny that he was a winner, but he was hard to watch. I mean, his games were so unbelievably boring. It's like watching golf.
Wasn't that bad?
No, it was. And I was a Tebow guy. I liked him. I liked what he stood for. I liked that he wasn't afraid to.
So I want you to put a poll up on the Bleacher Brothers site and use social media. Okay. For any of you watching this right now, any of you that watch the playback, AJ, I want you to put a poll up for me. Okay. And predominantly ask the women. Ask all the ladies that can respond if their son or daughter, if Trevor Bauer played for their team, whatever it was, Yankees, Angels, Cubs, Dodgers, Royals, Nationals, whatever. If he played for your team and your son or daughter wanted to hear good claim on the fact that the majority of the answer is going to be no, that's your problem. Doesn't matter how good he is. Doesn't matter how good he is. And so put that poll in the field and let's see where it goes.
Yeah, so Steven, put on your list of things to do. Learn how to do that, because we have the capabilities right now to put a poll up. I don't want to put it up right now, but in this whole OBS that we have, we can create a poll and post it to our socials. You don't have to do it now, but figure out how to do that, all right, buddy? Or Thom, why don't you do something once as a producer and figure out how to do that, all right? Son of a gun.
His head's just floating. That's all he's doing. He's floating head.
Thom is cracking people up, and we've had some.
I love Tommy.
Oh, so this is some breaking news. I guess I can put out there right now. May 4th, which is next week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Derby Day? Also, that is Derby. There's so many things on Derby Day. You guys will be in Kansas City. Our Christian, he just secured the credential. He will be at Inter Miami on May 4th. But then I'm not saying it says Messi out, but then it says he's back. So I don't know if Messi's playing or not playing that day, but Bleacher Brother coverage coming from places that, and this guy, you talk about a hustler. This guy's getting on a plane in the morning to go up, and he'll be live from the draft tomorrow. So tomorrow night, Bill, we're not going to be here. Okay. I'm not going to be here, but the show is, and Robbie and his crew are going to host it, and it's an NFL draft show. Okay. And leading off the NFL draft show is the new college basketball coach of FAU. So they're leading off the draft show with the basketball coach, but it's a big score to be one of the first ones to get Coach Jacobs. And then Christian will be checking in from the draft live, and if anything goes our way, he'll have some exclusive, even if they're one-liners, one-question little interviews with the people that get drafted
Right,
and
right.
the order they get drafted in. So it should be pretty cool. Let's get to some baseball here, buddy, because what we can't do is we can't go all the way to the top because but you are more than welcome to sit in for a couple of minutes at the very end because we got to get Looch on ice in to break down because no regular schedule tomorrow night with Looch, so he's got to cram in. But you're a hockey guy. You had Kings season tickets. So you can sit in with us on the last couple of minutes here as we hit Looch on ice. And we got a hard out. We can't just go like the Stern show until we're done because after we finish tonight, the Listella Report is live right at the top of the hour. So,
So I
go
do
ahead.
have a baseball question for you whenever you're ready.
I am. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. I'm ready.
Oh. Okay. That's not the question. Okay. If you are a specific team, I won't mention the team just yet. Are you frustrated? Did you kind of go into the season saying this is what's going to happen? Or are you frustrated by the fact that we won't mention names, but Blake Snell skipped spring training to negotiate a contract and is now on the IL after going 0-3 with like an 11 ERA? Now, I don't want to mention names, but Blake Snell, are you frustrated at this point with this?
I couldn't care less because I'm not a Giants fan. I'm not a Blake Snell guy. But I'm going to tell you who this doesn't weigh well for is Scott Boras.
Rumor has it that Jordan Montgomery fired him. It wouldn't be surprising if Blake Snell fired him. I had said at the beginning of the season, go back and listen to any of our podcasts. I had said on Around the Diamond on Saturdays, I may have even said it with you, saying these guys are signing without spring training. It's fine if you're a pitcher. It's fine if you're a hitter because you just have to learn how to time up stuff, right? It's not fine if you're a pitcher because in Blake Snell's case, he hadn't pitched against good hitters since late September. So he was coming into April thinking he was going to be lights out, and that didn't happen. And now he's out for at least 2 weeks. So now you're going to put him mid-May. And you're paying this guy an awful lot of money with an option, right? And so it wouldn't surprise me if he fires if he fires Scott and renegotiates his contract someplace else and just calls this year a wash.
Well, I haven't cared for Boras ever, but even look at the whole Harper deal now. They're trying to renegotiate and get an extension. Harper's still got like 8 years left on his contract.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it drives me batty. And I'm not trying to be mean to Scotty. I'm not trying to be mean to Blake. Listen, Blake's playing a game where his physical body is tested every single day. But you know what you know. You know that if your team didn't make the playoffs, September 30th was your last day. You know that I don't care how many simulated games you pitch. That has nothing to do with having 65,000 people yelling at you at the same time. That has nothing to do with anything else, right? And so I'm just curious if you'd be pissed off if you were the Giants or a Giants fan. Let's say that he had signed with New York. Would you be pissed off about it by now?
Yeah, probably, yes. I believe that I would.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think the Angels, the Dodgers, the Yankees all dodged a bullet. They all dodged a bullet.
Well, this is why nobody wanted to sign him, though, Bill, right?
Well, the Yankees had an offer out there for him, but he didn't take it. And AJ, I'll tell you that everything rests on Schmidt, Nasty Nestor, and Stroman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you would have added Blake in there and Blake would have kind of screwed things up, are you guys 16-8 or whatever you are now? Possibly not. So I think you dodged a bullet. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
Wait a second. Can you say that again? I don't hear that a lot when I'm at my house.
no, man.
I'm married. I don't hear that a lot. Luker, don't tell my wife I said that, but you'll understand when you get married, brother. All you have to do is wake up and you did that wrong. AJ, tell me I'm wrong with that.
No, I'm not gonna argue with you on these points right here.
Yeah, I just, to me, AJ, this is the kind of stuff that really ticks me off, right? And this is the kind of stuff that you can see coming from a mile away. How come I can see it and nobody else can? I don't know.
Let me ask you this. This is something that you didn't see coming. All right.
Uh-huh.
You got Baltimore 16-8.
Uh-huh.
We saw that coming. The Yankees are 16-8. I guess we could have saw that coming. Cleveland 17-6.
Yep, didn't see that.
You've got the Braves at 16-6. The Phillies at 15-9. That's a better start than I expected out of them. You've got Milwaukee at 14-8. You've got the Cubs at 14-8. Do you notice what team I haven't mentioned yet as I'm going through the teams with the top wins?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Dodgers at 14-11. What's going on, bro? You're supposed to win 130 games.
A lot of things are going wrong. The biggest going wrong scenario right now for the Dodgers is the fact that they're not hitting and pitching at the same time. They're either really good in their pitching and can't hit, or they're really good in their hitting and can't pitch, or they do something like they did to the Mets on Sunday and just blow them out. It's not consistent. Now, they should have killed the Nationals last week. They're getting ready to sweep the series here. They're up. I think it's the 7th inning or something like that. Something crazy. So, they're up right now against the Nationals. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. The other one that is interesting to talk through is, let's talk for a second about the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
They're 3-20. Not only are they 3-20, they had I want to say 4-run lead yesterday and lost. Not only that, of their first 23 games, they have been shut out 36% of the time. They've been shut out 8 times.
That's a lot.
That's a lot for an entire freaking season.
I know.
That's a ton for 23 games. Right? I mean, if you're a White Sox fan and somebody scores 1 run, you're looking at it going, all right, may as well go home. Everybody pack up. We're going to go home. We're down 1-0. And they're down tonight to the Twins 4-2.
Now, I don't know what site you're looking at, but you know that all of this is on BleacherBrothers.com right now, right?
I do.
Okay. All right.
I do.
Just want to make sure you know.
I know this is all on. We talked about this. This is amazing.
I'm
You know
just
what's not on
reminding- I have to
BleacherBrothers.com?
remind people. What's that?
What's not on BleacherBrothers.com anymore?
There's a lot of things that aren't on there anymore.
Yeah,
The site is constantly evolving. Though your banner's coming back. Don't worry. I told you what I'm doing. It's
Luker,
coming. It's
he took my banner down, and when I asked him about it the other day, you know what he said? He said, I don't want that piece of trash up there. And I said, but wait a second. Luker's like a brand ambassador for us. And he said, I don't care. Thom said, take it down and leave it down.
Damn,
That's what he said.
Stephen, tell him. But he doesn't listen to our show. Only if he's on it is the only time he'll listen. But
No,
did
I
we
listen to
not
your
have
show.
a
Are you
whole
kidding
like
me?
15 minutes on Top Fan Rivalry and the bat mugs and everything the other night, Stephen? Is it there? I don't know.
You're not
I don't
supposed
know
to
that it's-
defend him. I'm having fun roasting him. Steven, you were supposed to be on my side. Tom's head's coming out of a pasta bowl
That's
now.
right,
What's going on
Stephen.
over here?
Thank you, Stephen. It is there. And you got rid of Marisol for a young Gwen Stefani, huh?
Oh, too funny, too funny.
For those that didn't see it, take a look at just the very, very, very beginning of the show tonight.
Yeah.
Because we thought that we don't know how this happened, but let's see. What's up? It won't. It's not playing, Thom. Or you got to play it. There's no sound. All right. This. Forget it. That's not funny. By no means at all is that funny. The actual video itself. Yeah, that was horrible. That actually ruined the bit now when somebody sees it. So, anyway. But
AJ,
yeah, it is there, Bill.
How confident are you in your Yankees this year?
I'm pretty confident because I think at this point, but look, man, it's just way too early to be confident or be. Look, you can be very unconfident in teams like the Marlins and the White Sox and the Rockies at this point, but
Yeah.
I think it's way too early to get too excited about anything. So far, so good for the Yankees.
Mhm.
So far, so good for the Phils. Also, way better than I Ranger Suarez. He's guy Cy Young all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He's the
I
number
talked
one.
about him on my morning show yesterday. Like, is it time to talk about this dude? 25 scoreless innings, ERA under 2, 4-0.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
yeah.
money.
Okay, so the reason why I ask you that question is I say that when you get back, you're out of town next week, correct?
No, I'm here next week. We're here next week. The week after that, I'm out of town.
Okay. So when you have me on the show next week,
If we have you on the show next week, you need to watch your P's and Q's for your final few minutes here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Looch, you see what's going on here? I mean, can you see this right here? There you know, love. I say that we come up with something creative on who's got the best record at the end of the season, the Dodgers or the Yankees. Let's get creative.
Maybe. Steven, hang here until 45 like you did last night. All right? Can you do that? Okay. They sent the link so they can still hop on without you being there. Okay. Yes, I would take that bet right now. The Yankees, but again, it's so early, so you got to see how things hold up. But at this point, the Yankees are basically like one Garrett Cole away from being the best team in baseball, and luckily for them, they have one Garrett Cole, coming down the pipe here shortly.
Yeah, and we're one Walker Buehler away from it.
How upset is your little Houston posse right now? Because this is the first time they've been 10 games under 500 in decades, man. And the top fan rivalry should just be called Astrodome West.
So true to form, I'm getting a lot of messages from some people. And it's kind of funny because they're not used to now when they got swept by your boys, like 04, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was getting messages, or Big Dave was getting messages that were like, the dynasty's over. We're terrible. We suck. Dave's like, it's 4 games into 162 games. And we were talking about that offline. Honestly, I talked to somebody that's not affiliated with the MLB team directly, but he said, yeah, it's time to start worrying because all it's going to take is the Rangers to get hot or the Angels or Seattle to get hot. And you leave your team in the dust. They're losing tonight to the Cubs. If they lose tonight, they'll be 7-18. How much further under 500 do you want to fall in April? I mean, so if you end up 12 games under 500 to end April, right? You win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one. That means you've got to make, just to get up over 500, that means you've got to be, for the next part of the season, you have to be 3 games over 500 every month. And that's just to get to 500. Your options to get to 90 wins, which is what I think it's going to take to win the West, are dwindling really, really quick. Really, really quick.
So when you do lose the West, who would be least painful to lose to? Because I'm assuming that the Padres would be the most painful.
No, Giants.
Really?
Yeah, the Padres.
But the Giants have been so irrelevant for so long.
What's that?
They've been so irrelevant for so long that I would think that maybe it might not be so painful to lose to them. I know there's that hatred there, but
now I know that Thom was filling out his Social Security application when Bobby Thompson hit the shot heard around the world, and we appreciate him being on at his delicate age tonight. But it's still the Giants. It's always going to be the Giants. I cannot stand for top fan, I love the fans that I met. They're San Francisco fans. They are bar none. They are fantastic people. As a team, I don't even like Halloween. Do you know why I like Halloween, AJ?
Why?
There's 3 reasons why I like the month of October. 1, you can watch Charlie Brown's Pumpkin Patch without anybody looking at you sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's important. Number 2, you get to make a list of all the family members you want to ditch for the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fun. And number 3, Angel fans pay attention because you don't hear this often. There's October baseball. right? Outside of that, like Duke Snyder says, I don't even wear orange. I don't even like Halloween because it represents the Giants. I like the Duke. You know, he's saying some things, right? So, anyways, the Padres have a good team. And I said it before, AJ, and I'm going to say it again. Last year, the Padres had akin to Murderers Row, the 1927 Yankees. And there was so much expectation on them that they blew it. My concern is the Dodgers are going to be the exact same way. Now, they're starting off better than the Padres started last season, but you got to beat up on the teams like Washington. You got to beat up on teams like Chicago that are struggling. You cannot. I mean, we got swept by Washington last week. What in the world? What in the world?
Look, people can make arguments all the time that this team bought a World Series, that team bought a World Series. I've never, ever really, truthfully seen a team other than the 1997 Florida Marlins go out and buy a World Series and have it work out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, and that's the position that the Dodgers are in right now, in my opinion. Bill, let's do this. Let's go to Steven real fast so we can do his final update. Then he's got to get the hell out of here because he's got to go produce another show.
Okay.
Will you be giving out your code, your Top Fan Rivalry Ambassador code on the other show? All right, so you've got, and again, this is what I deal with. I explained earlier in the show that no one on the radio can hear you shaking your head, but yet Thom and Looch are shaking their head at me all night long. Steven, you have literally 60 seconds, all right? And
ready, go.
And we can't even see Gwen behind you, but all right, go ahead, buddy.
All righty. Right now, in the NBA, the Miami Heat are up 70-67 against the Boston Celtics in the third quarter. Final in Cleveland, the Boston Red Sox beat the Cleveland Guardians 8-0. So the Red Sox win that game. The Milwaukee Brewers are up 3-2 in the top of the seventh inning. The Phillies are up 3-1 against the Cincinnati Reds. The Dodgers are up 6-2 against the Washington Nationals in the bottom of the seventh. It's a tie game in Tampa Bay with 5 apiece, both teams, and against the Tigers in the bottom of the sixth inning. The Yankees are up 5-0 against the Oakland A's at the end of the bottom of the fifth inning. The Atlanta Braves are up 3-1 in the bottom of the fifth against the Miami Marlins. And bottom of the fourth inning, the Kansas City Royals are up 2-0 against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Minnesota Twins are up 4-2 against the Chicago White Sox in the bottom of the fourth inning. And in Texas, the and Chicago, the Cubs are beating the Astros 4-2 in the top of the fourth inning. And the top of the second inning, the Seattle Mariners are up 1-0, scoreless in Colorado, top of the first in that game. Right now in the NHL, the Toronto Maple Leafs are up 1-0 against the Boston Bruins. And on this day in history, in 1996, the NBA Board of Governors approved the concept of the Women's National Basketball Association to begin play as a summer league in 1997. And that is your sports update. Yep.
And it's going to get a little groovy because we're crossing over between sports here. We've got baseball and the NHL going on. So, and I appreciate everybody cramming into one. See the setup Looch has? He's got his name down the side of his face there. I get nothing. Oh. Bill, are you following these NHL playoffs at all?
Of course, go Kings, go. But I do not want to ever be on your show for the rest of basketball playoffs and talk about basketball because my Lakers have been manhandled the last 2 games.
Yeah, they're finished.
Yeah,
I think
bad.
But
yeah, go Kings, go. Looch, what you got? Let's talk the Kings.
Hey, the Kings were my lock last night, Looch. Did you hear that? I took the Kings were playing Winnipeg, right? No, that's tonight. No, tonight I got the Kings as my lock over 6.5 goals against Edmonton tonight. That's one of my picks tonight. So, Looch, talk to us. Your Rangers hurt me again last night. I need them to go over. They go under. I need them to go under. They go over.
Yeah, they go over last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
4-3 against the Caps. Yeah, good game last night, without a doubt. The controversy is a little bit of controversy with the hit, or Tammy Panarin hit on TJ Oshie. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but Panarin hit Oshie in the third period. Oshie was poking at him the whole game, and Panarin, who's basically a goal scorer, went back at him and hit him, and everybody's up in arms now. He should get suspended. He should get penalties. They reviewed the play, didn't even give him a penalty. So
nothing's going to happen, right?
no, nothing's going to happen. So
All right. Is it safe to say that the Capitals are toast and this thing's over in 4?
It could be. I would say maybe 4 or 5 games. Yeah.
Okay.
Caps may take one in Washington, which is the next 2 games. So we shall see. But,
all right.
Yeah. Other goals were Trocheck, Zibanejad, Roslovic, Jack Roslovic, and K'Andrea Miller. So Rangers took that game 4-3, and they're up 2-0 in that series.
All right. Now let me ask you also, Looch, about Florida against Florida, Tampa against the Lightning. So the Panthers. Okay, this was overtime last night, right? The Panthers and the Lightning.
Yeah.
All right, 3-2. So that series is at 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
Tampa's done, right?
Yeah, Florida Panthers are up in that series. She had Stamkos got his second goal in the series, and Carter Verhaeghe got his second goal, and the game winner in OT for the Florida Panthers, Carter Verhaeghe. So, yes, they're going to be going to Tampa.
Well, wait a minute. This series is tied 1. Why is it tied? No, okay, all right. I never mind. All right, and then Colorado against Winnipeg.
I had Winnipeg. That series is tied up now. Colorado came back and won 5-2. Lots of goals, in that game, 5-2. So
this was the game I gave out at the very end of the show last night. I said, take the over in this game. And it went over with about 50 seconds left, and they scored that empty netter.
Yeah. Gorgiev's for the Avalanche goalie. He's playing much better. Definitely had a much better game. 30 shots on goal, 28 saves for Gorgiev, who's ex-Ranger. So Turi Lukkinen scored his second goal. Valery Nichushkin with his second goal in the series. So Nichushkin's one to look out for. Great player.
I'm having fun watching these. Bill, are you watching anything other than the Kings, or are you?
I haven't had a chance. We do 16 podcasts a week, and we've got a lot of travel going on. I haven't had a chance to, but we're going on the road this next week, so I will definitely catch up on this for sure.
In my opinion, not baseball, not football, not even basketball. There's no playoff or no postseason as good as the hockey postseason.
Well, it depends. I mean, you're not going to – hockey's angry Canadians with no teeth fighting, which you got to love that, right? You got to love that. And
it's just like going to Arkansas.
I think there's more U.S.-born players now being drafted than there are Canadians, which is pissing the people off in Canada.
Looch, you want a good video to watch? Go type in Dan Cloutier fights.
Oh, Cloutier.
And when Cloutier was a goalie, AJ, obviously goaltenders can't fight, right? And somebody ran into him, and he got all upset. And so there's a fight going on in front of him, and then he goes around and takes on the other goaltender and just beats the sin out of him. They rip his jersey off of him, and he goes over to the bench and starts, after the other goaltender's like on the ice sucking wind, he goes skates over to the other bench, goes, "Come on, let's go. Any of you, let's go." Tries to take on the whole entire bench. It was the best. Looch, watch that video. Yeah. It is awesome.
I may have seen that, but I will definitely pull it up and see if it brings back any memories.
That or the Rangers. What was it? The Rangers.
Not Hextall.
Devils at the beginning of the game with everybody getting tossed, right? Well, everybody getting penalties. There was like 20 some odd penalties in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yep. So, I think we showed that video a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So, AJ, I can keep up with hockey, too. You want to talk hockey? I got you.
Beautiful. And hey, real quick, there's a sponsor for Looch on Ice. Looch, you may not know this, but I have to put this out there. The 8-week Jim Dowd hockey training session at the Ocean Ice Palace is coming up, okay? So make sure you hit up Jim Dowd on his Facebook page, and I'm sure he's going to charge you some money for this. But if you have money and you hit him up, Looch, maybe we just need to offer him money, Looch. That's all.
Yeah, I did see that. He is doing a lot of training.
He's banned. Like George was banned from the Soup Nazi, and Kramer got banned from the vegetable place. Jim Dowd's banned from the show. Yeah, Luch, you may continue. So tonight, you want to look at tonight's games real quick here?
Just going to go back to Monday night real quick after the show. We didn't get to the Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars. I had picked the Dallas Stars, and I was wrong. Golden Knights beat them 4-3 in the first game, so Vegas is up 1-0. That had a lot to do with the player that came back, the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone. I talked about him on Monday. He was out for 26 games with a lacerated spleen. Comes back in his first game, first shift, and scores a goal, the first goal of the game.
Nice.
He's just a freaking monster, man, Mark Stone. Unbelievable.
Nice.
Back from a lacerated spleen, man. And he scores his first goal of the game. So that's definitely something to note.
And here's something to note, too, and I think you're going to be happy about this. Your Islanders are down 2-0 right now, and the Islanders are the team that you've been fearing. I hear it in your voice. I see it in your face every time we talk about the Islanders. You've been fearing the Islanders, and they're down 2-0, and I guess they probably play tomorrow night. So you're hoping they get just swept right out, right, Looch?
Yes, I do. I don't know if I want to take on Hurricane either, because they're a pretty damn good team. But if I guess I want to see the Hurricane, because I may make a trip down to Carolina to go to a game, because my brother's a half hour from the arena. So
look at you, between you and Bill Perkins, you guys are going here, going there, going here, going there, going all over the place.
Hey, I'm using Duncan's credit card though, so I should be fine, right?
Yeah. Well, that's somebody else's credit card. So, but yeah, you're fine as long as you got it off of him.
Hey,
Go
ahead. I was gonna say, hey fellas, I just realized I got to bounce because I've got 3 podcasts the next 3 hours to do. But is there, Thom? Will you take it offensive if I dump out a few minutes early?
It really doesn't make a difference what Thom takes offense to or not, Bill. But we appreciate you coming in. TopFanRivalry.com. Bill will be back with us next week. And I'm going to finish up with Lucha. Thanks, Bill.
Good stuff, Bill.
All right, so Boston and the Maple Leafs right now. What is this series? This is a 1-1 or 1-0 right now. This series.
Boston and the Maple Leafs is 1-1. I think it is. Boston. You got me on that one. I'm not sure.
And we don't have Steven. We don't have Steven here. So and Thom.
Toronto. I think Toronto's up in the game tonight. So
it's 1-1 right now.
Yeah. So. And then they're playing tonight, so we should see what that one. They're 1-1.
The score is 1-1, and it's just not. I'm not getting the. It's not telling me who leads the series.
The series is 1-1.
Okay, it's 1-1. All right.
Yeah, that series is 1-1. And then they're playing tonight. So, and you said it's 1-1. The score also.
Yeah, it's 1-1. The score is 1-1. Yes.
All right. And then the other real quick, another game that was on. Last night was the Nashville Predators and the Vancouver Canucks. The Predators, who I had Vancouver, and the Predators won last night 4-1, and that series is tied 1-1 also. So
Luke, is your Bet365 account empty now?
No, not quite.
All right,
not quite.
You got to keep paying for college, Looch. So don't spend the college money up.
You got that right. And then we have off of playoffs real quick.
Yeah.
Another one bites the dust, man. Another coach gets fired today. David Quinn from the San Jose Sharks. I'm sure we've talked about the San Jose Sharks with their worst record in the NHL.
Yep.
With 19 wins, 54 losses, and 9 ties. So they have the worst. They had the worst record in the league. And David Quinn gets fired, ex-Ranger coach who coached the team 3 years ago, I think it was 4 years ago. So he came from Boston College. He's a young guy, and they haven't announced a new coach to take over yet. But San Jose is going to be getting a little bit of a facelift. So the other news that we have is Panthers Sam Bennett is going to be out for at least a week with an upper body injury.
Okay.
For Florida. And then we have Hurricanes Brett Pesce, not related to Joe Pesci, and it's spelled different. He'll be out for a couple weeks with a lower body injury.
How much would you like to be holding this hockey stick right now, Looch?
Nice. That's I don't know if that's a wrist shot or a slap shot, one or the other.
Oh, that's an empty net slap shot right there. You take your lumps for that.
Yeah, so that's what we got for. We're going to see. I like to see what happens in the next Ranger game. The next Ranger game is going to be fun to watch. A lot of stuff was happening. It was getting really chippy in this game, and we're going to see if Washington tries to come back and take
unleash the remp.
And they're going to go. They're going to be going for Panarin, even though he's he's a goal scorer, and he had that hit on TJ Oshie, and knocked Oshie out of the game for a little while, but Oshie came back, and I think he was all right. But the Rangers, it's going to be interesting to watch that next game. Next game is on Friday.
All right. So, yeah, I don't like the way they're skipping. So let me see if I can pull the schedule up. If this will give me a schedule. No, that's a whole nother series from now. I'm trying to figure out if we can get to and I secured if the Rangers end up playing on that Wednesday night, if it's good for you. Ted Brooks. So we get the gamblers want to go with us too, because they're going to be in town for this whole sports betting thing. I spoke to them.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we may roll. And then we have to make a viral video. We got to knock somebody out. You know what I mean? Hopefully they're playing the Islanders, and you can get in a fight in the upper deck, and Ted Brooks can get in there with his Osama bin Laden beard, and I'll tape it all, and we'll put it up on YouTube, and we'll get 1 million views.
We'll have to call JU.
Oh, yeah.
JU there.
Oh, yes, dude. Look, if you're down for if you can handle the stress that goes along with that and the possible jail time, we'll bring JU in on that for sure.
Oh man.
Wow. So your plan, and I appreciate you squeezing these things in this week. We'll go back to our normal schedule next week. But your plans for the weekend: hockey.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm going to watch a lot of the games, playoff games. I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. My daughter's birthday and
mine too.
A few other things. Oh yeah,
tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my daughter's is the 26th. And she'll be 21, so she wants to go out and watch the game somewhere. So we may go to like Buffalo Wild Wings for her first drink and watch the game.
You know what you should get her for her 21st birthday? The Bet365 app, because she can make her first bet and either get $1,000 back if she loses, or she can bet $5 and get $150 in free play. And that's our sports. I can just segment into this. I'm so good at the segmenting, to taking one thing and turning it into something else. But
Nice.
Looch, let's thank everybody real quick, because I mean you're really the co-host, even though you're not here every night. So we got to thank and I got to go back. We got to thank J-Mo for coming on tonight, and we're all pulling for J-Mo. So make sure in between hockey and birthdays and everything else, keep an eye on what happens with J-Mo and where he goes. We all may be Seahawk fans next year, from what he said.
Yeah.
We got to thank John Arbesnek for coming on with us last night. We have to thank, oh man, this is brutal. We got to thank, my memory is just shot, dude. We had lots of people on with us this week.
Bill.
Always thank Bill from Top Fan Rivalry for coming on. Make sure you go to topfanrivalry.com.
Gerald White.
Gerald White. And Gerald had a great show today. So if you didn't catch it, catch Gerald's show. Nick the Flick was on with us last night. Another co-host. Do you really thank the co-hosts? Coming up on Saturday morning at 10 a.m., you want to check out Also Eligible with halfway. So Joe Q on also eligible at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Coming up next, right after us, the LaStella Report, Robbie LaStella. And tomorrow night here on the Bleacher Brothers show, it's the Bleacher Brothers Draft Show. Robbie's going to be hosting. John Jacobs, head coach of the FAU Basketball Owls, will be joining them. Christian will be checking in live from the draft. And Looch, I'm sorry, man. I hate rushing us out, but love you, pal. Thanks, Chef Thom, Stephen Luker. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Bleacher Brothers show right here, the big draft show. Until then, for Looch and Thom and Luker and everybody else, have a good night. Stay tuned for the LaStella Report coming up right after this. Absolutely.